listeners, country people, lend me your head holes, and welcome to another episode of UST, Unexpectedly Serious Turn, our D&D 5e Twitch stream. We are so glad to have all of you here. Quickly, we wanted to shout out -1 Charisma, or -1 CHA. They're a wonderful podcast we've been working with here on Twitch. We do raid them at the end of most, if not all, of our streams because they go a little bit later than us, and they were so sweet and bought us a Ko-fi last week, so we really appreciate that so much. We also wanted to remind you, or tell you all about our self-promotions channel on the Discord. So this is a community tab where you can go in and you, the creators of our community, can promo projects that you're working on or anything else you wanted to talk about. Be sane in there. We are going to have some moderation, of course, but don't spam or anything. But it's a great place to kind of just talk about projects that you guys are working on and excited for, and hopefully everyone can support you. So that, I believe, brings us to the end of our announcements. Let's get ourselves right back into the world of Anna. Last time we saw our intrepid adventurers, they were having some shenanigans around the city of Lidol before settling down to rest at the monastery, with the exception of Fen, who did not in fact rest. Instead, he decided to walk around the entire city, hoping for a gift for Irde. At sunrise, he made his way to Irde's room and kind of had a fugue state conversation between the two of them about literally everything that he was feeling, which actually turned out okay. Then he escorted her to Aym'Bryn's room so that Irde could get her hair braided by Aym'Bryn. They headed off to breakfast, and everyone made some plans as to what to do for the day, deciding they would go shopping in the city. They went around, and Glib and Fen went to the tinker shop while everyone else went to the apothecary. Then there was a trip to the bookstore where they found a couple of interesting books, one about the celestial courts, the other about some scaly fiends and beasts. Then Aym'Bryn and Silus separated to take the long way to the magic shop and have a nice little heart-to-heart. Separately, both Fen and Irde managed to beat Silus to the magic shop, in which Irde decided to buy the scroll for Silus that he wanted, and Silus just about killed somebody. But it all worked out in the end. Glib found his way to a chocolate shop, or sweet shop in general. Alin decided to stay behind and make a model of his childhood home of his ship, and when that didn't quite work, he decided to go and help out in the kitchens. Once everyone was back at the monastery, Irde, Sails, and Silus headed to the library, and Glib was running towards the mess hall. So, what would y'all like to do?
Yeah, where we left off, I was cutting carrots, and I think, hey, Finn, you're asleep in the mess hall still, right?
Correct.
All right.
And I'm clutching a magic quarterstaff.
Okay. So I've been cutting, thinking, very solid, determined cutting, and then I'm like, wait, shit, and then I'm gonna go and wake you up. Just say, hey, buddy. Oh, hey, don't hit me. It's okay. It's just me.
All right.
Hey, we need to talk to Aym'Bryn. You and me specifically. Come on, let's go.
Wait, what'd I do?
You didn't do anything. Well, no, you didn't do anything. All right, let's go.
Just checking.
Yeah.
So if the two of you two are going to look for Bryn, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Bryn, you are hiding at the second
no, I'm
highest
not.
roof on the tallest tower.
I'm not hiding.
True, but you're.
But I am not in a conventional place where people normally sit, so do with that what we will.
So if the two of you would roll me investigation checks, one of you cough at disadvantage. And Glib, you
so
had
much worse.
Oh no, Glib, you had copious amounts of sweets, right? So you're running on literal air.
Yeah. So I think when last we saw Glib, he yelled mess hall and then ran away.
That is true.
Yeah, sounds about right. So what did the two of you get for your rolls?
Mine's a 12.
Do you want me to use this roll or the?
You can use the last one. You're good.
So that's 21.
Very impressive. So, you start to ask around the mess hall because that really is the easiest place to get all of the answers, and you find out that there is a shadow on the roof, and just as you get the answer that there is some sort of human-shaped shadow on the roof of the tower.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Well, humanoid. You hear Mesa, and a small green goblin runs in with a bag about the size of his body, full of
Now, just for the theater of the mind here, how much chocolate is all over Glib?
Oh, yeah.
Oh god.
It's hard to tell because it's constantly being reapplied. As his bag.
Some of it slips off and more is slapped on.
Are there like jelly beans in there? It's like one of those where those people do like cell phone jewels
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
makeup.
There's
It's
like
a masquerade mask. It is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
full
yeah.
carnival masquerade mask. Of
Just kind of
chocolate.
assorted
just
gummies
sprinkles.
and such, yeah.
There's
Sprinkles.
a couple of puffs of cotton candy that are just like make his hair look like clouds.
His pupils are
And
about
so,
the size of the rest of his eyes.
Watching Glib whip around the room. Hey, Glib. Do you stop moving, or are you still running?
Glib is vibrating in place.
Okay.
Is this how Glib learns
okay.
blur? Because like,
I'm just gonna try this. I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions real quick on him.
Oh my.
What does that? What does that even do?
That's a judgment call as to whether it's emotional or strictly physical.
I think you
Does he
would need
choose to fit?
That's
think you
true.
need
I
to
guess this is
clear the poison of sugar out of him.
Okay. Well, then it just doesn't work. But it's fine.
Everyone else in a
shit.
10
It
foot radius
it
feels
might
very
take
cold.
down the excitement. Like it would probably mute the excitement a little bit, but
the excitement
the
of
actual
discovery of chocolate.
physical activity.
that
So
sugar
now
high.
does it almost feel like a fear response because you're just like your whole body is going, but you're
Oh,
perfectly
no.
calm? Oh no! I'm gonna fight or flight. So
I think, if anything, it's a moment of lucid clarity. It's like,
Oh, that's right. I brought you gummies because you stayed behind to help. They're not a goal.
Oh, Glib.
Oh, that's
And then-
really kind of. Oh shit! hey, buddy, hang on. Stop eating sugar for a moment. We gotta.
I have
We
cake.
need it. I actually like that you're here. This is good because I think you'll understand where I'm coming from here. Let's go talk to Brett.
All right.
All right.
All right, come on.
All right, let me grab my.
Where are they?
On the roof.
All right. See you there.
Oh my god.
So Glib takes off, and Alin is literally
Does he
dragging
misty
his
step
head.
up
This is
there?
just what I
Just
picture.
absolutely left in the dust.
but just from sheer force of will, not
really
even magic.
tempted to say make a parkour check.
oh, I got you.
Oh, is there not a window that we can climb out of, or?
I mean, no, there is,
Oh,
but I
just for Glib to
completely-
go up
yeah.
the side. Cool.
This is just Glib running up
We're
the
gonna-
building.
Assassin's Creed this shit. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
Acrobatics, right?
I like this.
Yeah, I guess it would be acrobatics.
That's gonna be a 19.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Just real quick for my reference, how long have Moogie and I been up there?
You guys went from the bookshop essentially
Fairly directly
to
from the bookshop,
Yeah,
yes.
pretty directly. So it's been probably
Well,
about
not even.
half an hour to an hour, maybe.
Okay,
What?
We've just been
have Bryn moved
chatting.
around?
Just having a nice conversation, looking, taking in the view.
Also, Mackayla, if memory
Deeply into each
serves,
other's eyes.
the candy floss you said made it feel almost as if you were floating. Was that a magical effect, or is that a flavor?
It was a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Technically, if you have enough of it, it could feasibly make you float. And I would argue that Glib probably had enough to at least be made a little bit lighter, and certainly capable of getting as close to floating as a object of mass can.
Oh no.
I have
Up
some
the
words
side.
about that.
That's fair. It would certainly be homebrewed sweets, but you
Oh
know,
my goodness.
Willy Wonka.
Oh.
So we're all on the
Fortunately, Silas
are we
and
all
I
on the
are
roof?
completely on the other side.
Yeah, Fen just has to like stop and get his hood. So
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to
fine.
run around naked up here.
It's pretty late in the day,
As
isn't
I
it?
undoubtedly hear them coming, right?
You certainly hear Glib coming. It sounds
Right.
like the pitter patter of
Just
small feet
turn
running
to
at light
Moogie
speed.
and well, it's serendipitous, isn't it? Destiny calls.
All right, now that we're all here, well, Aym'Bryn, I need your help specifically.
Oh,
I stare
that's
at the floor
unusual,
for a
really. Wait,
second.
can you just say that for me one more time?
I need your help.
Hey, you guys want some chocolate?
In a minute, Glib. I think we're making a bad call, and I want to kill Finn's dad instead.
Yeah,
No
why would we
argument
do
here.
that?
Yeah, because I think we're making a bad call going to these Yanti ruins. I think it's a mistake. I think we are walking into a potential trap, or at worst, a dead end. We know where Finn's dad is, and I just need your guys' help convincing the others that we need to murder someone instead of going to follow a cultist.
well, I mean,
We know where
We never
Fen'rahl
actually-
was.
we know where he was.
Kind of.
But we have
I-
have more ways of tracking him. You're
Yes.
just gonna have to trust me on that.
If I can jump in, I don't know. I don't know if I strictly agree about what to do once we find him. Sorry, Fen, but I do think that does sound a lot more actionable to me. I was actually just well, we were just talking about that, weren't we, Moogie?
Moogie, do you
But
want
yes,
some chocolate?
there's just more that.
I asked Moogie if she wanted some chocolate.
Bryn, I was
Glib,
just using the
give
murder
give
thing
me
for
some,
Fenn.
if it's gonna wake me up a little bit at
There
least.
you go. It's got nougat, whatever that is.
Oh,
But to go back, I do feel somewhat similarly that these people, at the risk of sounding less ambitious than some of our compatriots, seem a little bit more actionable, if I may.
Yes.
As we have leads on them that we don't on any of this other, and I
No.
just feel more equipped to deal with this kind of person. I
Something
know this
real.
kind of person, not
Yeah.
intimately,
Well,
but
we could also. Well, I hesitate to even suggest it because I sort of promised Irde that I would stop making myself a target, more or less. But I
we're
mean,
not
I
using
am
him as
bait.
We're not. I know where you're going with this, Fen. Come on. We talked about this.
And to
No,
be
I
fair,
understand.
Irde did say, stop making yourself a sacrifice, not
Right?
taking damage. Different. Just
No,
remind-
that's what he's trying to allude to. Or is like,
But see, that's precisely the thing, though, right? These cultists, this cult of ruin, and all of these are very big things that we've been pursuing. We can't possibly get ahead of them. We don't know enough about what they are, where they're going to ever come up to be even half a step ahead. But Thurvan and Riven, by extension, we can get. I feel like we could get ahead of them. And we could have the advantage. We don't need to set a trap or try to bait them out and do this on their terms. We can do it on ours.
that is fair. Yeah.
Oh, we were going to that city first, right? Before we headed off?
Obervaren? I don't think we
Yeah.
need to go to Obervaren. I think the amount of information we can get from a town where an attack failed is minimal, if existent.
Okay.
Well, then where are they?
I think we need to go straight to Liasidwin. I think we need to go to Liasidwin, where we can get information from a lot of people. I mean, you saw it last time. There's a seedier side of town. I have ways that I could find people there to talk to.
No,
All
we'll
right.
go through there first.
I think we're better off.
At the
Yeah.
least, we can see what's available, and if it does feel like a more viable option, I do think it feels more manageable.
I get this weird feeling that if we go to those ruins, we're not going to find anything and someone's going to die. It's just called a hunch, but I'm not willing to risk that for something that I haven't seen.
Okay,
enough. Maybe.
Silas.
It's catching. We shouldn't spend too much time around him, I suppose.
And that is a fair point as well. And worst case scenario, I mean, it's not like the man doesn't know I exist.
That's what
I
I'm
can
worried
always lie
about.
to him.
Yeah.
I've been told I look a great deal like him.
So
So
have we
I
on a
imagine
number
he
again?
knows.
A couple. I'm
And
worried that he may try to use you as leverage or use your mom against you as leverage. And I don't think you would turn on us, but I can't risk you losing focus.
Fair enough. I could see where that would be a concern. Very, very, even in my muddled state, I can see that pretty clearly. So,
Clap him on the shoulder, and we need you as much as we need anyone else. So I think we need to take care of this before we worry about some cult.
I mean,
and
we're kind of moving in the same direction.
Well, yeah,
Can
because
we
we take
look at
out
it,
one of
right?
their tools, right?
And
not only that.
if our very unpleasant friend from before was to be believed, he didn't know anything about what the next steps were, but Thurvan does.
I would assume.
Sensibly.
That's true.
At least he has
And we-
another piece of the puzzle. I just feel like we have so little to go off of at the moment, and this feels like something we can do.
It seems like the logical next step, yeah. Alright.
So, gonna need you guys'
The-
help
the-
talking to the others. I don't think Silas is gonna go for it, but we can at least pitch something.
Well, in this case, if we're using taking down Thurvan to get a little bit further with the Cult of Ruin, I don't think he'll disagree too much. I mean, it's just another step in the process, right?
That's true.
Yeah, you gotta
Good
break
point.
everything down into steps if you want to do it. Otherwise, it's just too big.
Gonna take a second
Meanwhile,
to process all of that.
all we hear,
Yeah, just the sound of a zipper.
And suddenly Glib talks like me.
All right.
Only one
Glib's in
way
hyper
to-
time.
Why are you all moving so slowly?
Is that squirrel from over the hedge?
So,
Alright.
unless anyone has any objections, I say we find the other three, and either do we pitch it to them now, or do we just go to Aym'Bryn and then pitch it there?
Well,
Might as
I
well
mean,
pitch it here.
All right, let's do
we
that.
could also just they came here to look at the library, which if I'm not mistaken, they haven't done yet, right? And
Oh, they
that's
were
the same
about
reason
to.
that we're yeah. Oh, wonderful.
Oh, all
Well,
right.
perfect timing then. Why don't we give them some time to do that, and perhaps leave ourselves open to the idea that Silas makes some kind of a breakthrough in liaison, because that is also a very sizable
true.
collection of books, and we have a bit more to go on, if not by much.
Yeah.
And we kind of make it into a little bit of a contest. We'll go where we're going to go and see what we can find, and they'll go where they're going, and we can sort of go from there.
We
But
should
it wouldn't
you're
hurt to
right.
let them know what our intentions
Bartender.
are, especially Irde.
I think you're right.
The bartender might have answers.
I
Or we
don't
might be
think
able to
he has
figure out.
anything.
We might be
I
able to
don't
figure
think
out
he
what
has
it
anything
is.
we need, Glib.
I think that person just has more questions for us. Endless array.
It's,
No,
we
no.
don't need that.
Although, as somebody that has been in a tussle with my old man, and he kind of claps he kind of holds up the quarterstaff. And we're going to need upgrades.
Well,
For a second,
be
I
fair.
thought you called him mild man.
Can
That
that
is
be
that
from
accent.
now on, though? I think
A
it
hero
makes
for
me feel
those
less
called
threatening.
mild
It makes
men.
me feel
Normal
ready
man.
to face him.
I'm just gonna call him that.
Fair enough, Glib.
since the time that he put a boot into your face, you are quite literally, as far as I've seen you grow as a person, at least 3 times as strong. Or as powerful, maybe not as strong specifically.
That's true. But I also didn't know he was a swordsman.
Well, it's
I
because
don't
you
remember-
got kicked in with a boot. Yeah, so I guess you didn't see the sword. So yeah, that would make sense.
Pretty fair. Pretty fair.
Also a bootsman then.
And there's this tooth back here that's oddly what?
Wait.
It was a joke. I'm not missing
okay,
teeth.
Are you sure? Because we could use find object on your tooth. I'm just saying.
When do you think he knocked it out?
Nope,
and took it
they're
with
all
him?
there.
Well, yeah, he seems like the guy who would have a tooth necklace, you know?
Trophies?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that...
Kicked in son's teeth.
I wasn't around for the baby teeth, so I'm taking this one.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. No. Oh, that went to a bad place real fast.
I'm not even
Someone
here, and
someone
I'm
cut
like,
away from us,
astral
please.
projection.
Keeper,
Yeah,
save us.
So, while you guys had that lovely
No
conversation,
follow-up from that.
we will head ourselves over to the library, or well, actually, Sales, what are you up to?
Sales
on
is
top
with
of
Silus.
That's
They're all together.
yes,
so
that's true. So
We have split the party again.
Silas
You
is a
have.
very attractive scarf. For another, 10 minutes?
yes.
Give or take.
So
Yeah,
you are a,
something
you
like
are a kitty on his shoulders. Forgot about that one. My
Yes.
bad.
So yes, we were sprinting.
Yes,
to
you were
the
sprinting towards the
Running away
library.
from the book.
And you appear in front of some large wooden doors inside.
I imagine we just we were running and then just very quickly stopped. Scented? Great, go.
Yes.
And as you walk in, you see this not young metallic dragonborn standing in front of you, darker scales, who, Irde, you know is Zoran.
Yes.
Are his scales patinaed a little bit?
A little bit. Yeah. Just a touch. But you know, like you almost for a second there think he's like a black dragonborn, but like then you see it shiny and you're just like, oh.
What color of metal is he?
Silver.
Yeah,
Silver?
he's silver.
Silver metallic?
Silver dragon.
He's just had timing and his time has
Yes, you know
He's
how
tarnished.
metallic dragonborn.
He's tarnished. He's a
Yeah,
tarnished silver dragon.
He's a tarnished silver dragon.
Got it.
Mostly because I like the aesthetic of it.
People need to get that microfiber cloth on his scales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not taking care of him.
Silver polish.
No. Yes.
Anyway.
Needs to take a
Yes.
bath in some coke or something.
Yeah, and some acid.
But yes,
Not some
he,
serious hat, just a little scouring, you know?
he
Shower,
greets
anyway.
you. Hello, welcome. Oh, young Irde. Lovely to see you again, dear.
Hello. This is my friend Saudis Adarin. I believe the Oracle of Zades, and
Very impressive. Well, very
And,
nice to make your acquaintance.
he has been looking for certain information that I thought might be in the library.
Well, we do have the place where information would be dispersed, now don't we? What particular knowledge do you seek, young future finder?
I am searching for a number of different things, but first among them being any information you have of Lev Hifle or the Cult of Ruins, anything of that order, whether it be oral histories or anything that might be transcribed.
That's hilarious. You said Lev Hifle, yes?
Yes, correct.
Interesting. There are in history many times in which advancement has been taken back. One such time is debated as being brought about by a selection of cults that occurred. Many names scattered across many places, but they sought to bring about the end of advancement as we know it, bring us back to the beasts in particular, of whence we came. I believe, if I am not mistaken, one such was known as the Children of the Worm. And the worm's name was, in fact, Lev Hafle, a story of my personal family.
Is it Children of the Worm WYRM or WORM? Okay.
WYRM.
Awesome name.
It'd be less intimidating if they're children of the worm. It just
Yeah, it would be.
I mean, Lev Hafle is kind of, like wormy a little bit, you know?
Serpentine.
Here's many segments. Spill the
I also would like, at some point, while Silus is speaking to Zoran, to just quietly take Sailsaba.
Yeah, no, Silus would absolutely, as he's talking to Zoran,
So
would
I
take
will
Sailsaba and hand her to.
This may end very badly, but I will just continue to hold and pet her.
I remember listening to stories told to me of cults such as Children of the Worm, but they are very hard to find, certainly. Very few books seem to have that in them. I have not heard from them or of them in many years, but clearly they had many names in the before times, and they will undoubtedly have many names again, should they pop back up.
Yes. May I take a quick gander around your histories and possible bestiaries or any kind of religious texts around that? And also, I want to. Well, actually, no. I'll just say that for now.
Yes, I would be happy to show you where those are. I'm afraid bestiaries and such are not particularly our expertise here in Lido.
Of course.
But as for histories and advancements of civilization, that is what we pride ourselves on. So I would be happy to show you where those are if you would like to look for yourselves.
Certainly, yes. Thank you very much.
So go ahead. Sorry.
I will follow him. And Irde, are you following us?
I will follow you. Just petting Sails.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Go ahead and make me. What would you like to look up first?
I would like to. I'll just have Zoran help me as much as he can find anything to do with Lev Hafle and the Cult of Ruins for now.
Okay.
Or the Cult of the Children of the Worm.
Go ahead and roll me a investigation check at advantage.
Advantage. I love that.
Because
Come on.
you have a lot of people, I assume, that are helping you.
Yep.
That
Including
is
Zoran.
investigation. That is 23.
23. So you do actually, you don't find anything that says specifically, like, the history of Lev Hafle, or anything like that. Like, that's not something that would necessarily, be nice, but unfortunately that's not really something you find. You do, however, find a book, of cults through the ages, their rise and downfall, at least some of the more popular ones throughout known history, and you think he suggests that could potentially have some interesting information in it for variations of Children of the Worm, Lev Hafle, Cult of Ruins, whatever, Serpents of Ruin. Sorry. So yes.
Perfect.
How long has Sails been in wild shape now?
I believe I had a half hour left since.
Cool. Okay.
So if when it's been half an hour.
Amanda would just like to know.
Yeah, so towards the end of, like, finding that book, you would probably be turning back.
Cool.
In that case, what will happen is Sailsaba will suddenly become very still. Look up at you. And the eyes will just get very, 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 very wide and and suddenly you are holding full-grown Sails.
Does full-grown Sails knock me over?
What are the parameters of wild shape?
I would argue make a strength saving throw.
Right.
You got this, Irde. You wrestled a bear.
I have wrestled.
You wrestled me.
I have wrestled.
Yeah, you wrestled Sails as a bear.
Not a very good roll. That is a 13.
So I would argue that what starts out as holding quickly devolves into you being landed upon by a full-grown Sails.
Do I see this in any capacity? Can I react to this?
Yeah.
I will pull out the leather loop quick as a flash and swing it around, and I'll cast Levitate on Sailsaba as she shifts back.
Thank you.
And now you have a floating cat.
And I'll put you back down on the ground.
So sorry about that. That was
Do you want to? Okay, and I'll shoot you up like 5 feet in the air, 10 feet in the air.
Oh, such a wonderful druid.
Let's see how
Oh,
it
the
is.
antics of the young.
so sorry.
Are you also jealous,
So sorry about
Glib?
that.
Oh no.
Silence is a high demand.
Has been a long time since I have laughed such as this.
It's healthy to do so. So perfect. This should do me quite well for a while. Irde, you certainly don't need to stay. Irde and Sailsaba, you certainly don't need to stay if you don't need anything here. I'll be here for the foreseeable future.
I
No.
will actually take. I mean, I'm happy to leave you here if that's what you wish. I would like to just look around if I see anything about Celestial's Keeper.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Yep.
If you
Can
would,
Sails move on
you-
her own accord, or does she have to be?
You would have to
Manacled.
push.
You have to
push
off
something.
something.
So I can choose to move you up or down, but you can't move side to side unless you are pushing or being pushed.
All right.
It's gravity, just like.
Yeah.
If you would like to ask for Zoran's assistance trying to find something, you can
sure.
have advantage.
I would love advantage. So yes, Zoran, I know I have looked in the past, but perhaps I missed something. If you wouldn't mind pointing me towards Celestial type manuscripts, I would appreciate it.
Happy to help you. as much
Silas
Oh,
is
thank goodness for advantage, because that is a natural 20, so a 21.
Fantastic.
Silas is tracking where she's going at this point, having overheard that.
Yeah, so, what you do find, it's not necessarily specifically about Celestials, but it does have Celestials involved in it. You find a book called The Collections of the Afterlife. The subtitle says Known Facts and Myths About Death, Life, and the Beyond, which does in fact have an entire section based on specifically Deva and their interactions with the humanoid and prematerial plane and how those kind of work.
Cyrus, do you want to be alone?
I just probably won't make very good company for the
Cannot
moment.
hear you, sorry.
I probably won't make very good company for the moment.
Oh, that's fine. And I'll just pull up my own book.
All right. I would like to, can I read what that book is titled? Like, can I get a good gauge about what that book is while she holds it up?
I mean, I assume she's like just kind of.
I mean, I'm not
awkwardly
hiding the
showing
book
it off,
title.
yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
if
yeah.
you asked me to see it, I would let you see it.
No, I'm just,
No, you cannot see it.
I
Just
don't, I
holding it up
don't,
like-
I don't want
I have a
that.
book, but you can't know what it is.
Silas will think for a moment. Is Moogie within 100 feet of me? Wherever she is?
100 feet up.
I don't actually know where this tower is located, and I don't know what the timing is between our conversation and you guys in the library either. So that's a
That's what I would,
Ditto.
yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, yeah, I'll say that she's, because the library is actually on one of the upper floors, so I'll allow it to be kind of on that borderline there. So
Okay,
she can
and
be,
so the timing would probably be like, they've all had their conversation already. Irde and I have looked for the book, so this is all post their conversation.
yeah.
Okay. Silas will sit down. He won't touch the book yet, but he will take out a piece of paper, and he'll think for a moment, and he will take out the orange mushroom, and he'll put that next to it, and he'll write out a quick letter, and then he will concentrate, and Moogie will say, wait here, in Silas's voice. And then a moment later, she'll disappear.
Oh.
Fuck.
And then I'll have her reappear on the desk in front of me, and I say, all right, Moogie,
I guess
Right
she
back to
doesn't
them.
like chocolate.
It's like right as we were about to. Well, that's one way to get to it.
Wait, I
and
think
Silas,
I'll make him sick.
More for
Silas
me.
will take
She's not a bird.
Silas will take his hair tie out, and he will tie the letter onto her leg, and then he will give her the orange mushroom and put it in her mouth. And I say, go on back, and she will fly out, and she will look for you guys again and land on Aym'Bryn's shoulder and kind of.
I sat. We were probably in a hallway or something. I imagine on our way to wherever we were going.
Mhm.
Yes. No. Where were we?
Wait,
Following
as
you,
far as I
Alin.
know, we
You're
were
the
just
one who
talking
came
on
up.
the
and-
roof.
Are we still?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I
we'll
don't.
just
Yeah, I
go
don't
then.
think we'd left yet.
It's up to you guys.
Then I'm certainly not going anywhere.
While Silas and Irde are doing this, Sails will very soon get bored of not being able to move anywhere in the air. She will cast Thorn Whip, and will pull herself through the air. Possibly a bookshelf, something stable. Maybe if there's a second floor, like it's a railing, she'll swing herself towards either a window or towards the door. And if it's the door, if it's lower,
Safe.
Technically, roll me an attack attack roll for Thorn Whip.
yes, ma'am.
Technically, you gotta do that. It's a low DC.
Well, cool, because that is a 14.
Yeah, that'll play. That'll work. Yeah. I should just.
And
But the Moogie will land on Aym'Bryn's shoulder and like just poke at him with the mushroom and the letter on her leg. And I will send you this letter if you would like to read it.
Thank you. I have a quick question about Moogie. She and I were talking earlier. Do I get... I mean, when I speak with her, I always get this sense that she understands me. Yes? She kind of would...
Enough.
enough? You know, just like a... All right. Do I have any sense that she, at least insofar as she understands Common, she understands Elvish?
I don't know.
I'm
Sylvan
just
and Elvish
curious.
are kind of like. The way I picture Sylvan and Elvish is that they're kind of like Latin and Italian.
Yeah.
So there's
But no-
probably some overlay where she does seem to mostly understand. Silas, what languages do you speak?
Not Elvish. No, I
Not
speak Celestial, Abyssal, and Common, and Infernal.
Okay, it's totally fine. I'm just randomly curious. Just because, you know, she doesn't
So she
speak
seems
Common, but
to-
she understands commands in Common, so I was just curious. We had a bit of a time to, spend together.
Yeah. I would say that she seems to kind of get some words that are close enough to Sylvan that she's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I get that
I
one.
mean, Silas has
Okay,
spent.
but I
it's
wouldn't
like
get
it's
the
like
same
talking with any
feeling
pet.
being understood.
Like, yeah, for the most part, like they get the general gist of it. I think.
Yeah. But
Oh, more than that. I always feel deeply understood when I speak with her. I just wondered if I could do it in
In fact, more than with anybody else.
Yes, honestly. You know, we understand each other a bit. We've got the same sort of long view, I think. She knows where I'm coming from.
actually, it's probably
Okay.
honestly
All right.
pretty fair.
Yes.
Faye.
I was just
Elves.
curious.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so I
once
guess if that's it, then
that's over.
we're-
Yeah, I'm gonna start on the
Yes,
book.
we're just
I don't
sitting
know.
on the...
So, yes, Keeper, if you'll just send what sort of, because it's a library book, I'm not gonna have,
Yes.
if you can...
Steal it.
No!
Do library crime.
Put it
but I would
somewhere
like-
where
if you
sales
will at
will
some
see it
point
and
send
hope
me-
it gets stolen.
What I might learn from said book.
Indeed,
That would be
I will remind myself that you require this knowledge.
Thank
and
you.
then
You
I will
also,
give
if you would send me the information from Celestial Courts as well, I would appreciate
it.
it.
Yes. That one you know.
That one is mine,
Is
and I can
a-
read that another time, but
Yes. You also know that it's a fiction book.
yes,
So
yes. But like what
probably
stories
correct. Probably correct information, but
what
also
stories
some.
I read, I know though. Thanks.
So
What does it say? The note.
Oh. Well, nothing terribly important.
Okay.
All right. Well, did it say where he is? Because we should probably go find them and tell them about
Glib said they
plan.
were in the library, right?
Last I
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah. Oh, let's head there.
We, Madam Keeper, do we know where the library is in relation to where we are now?
Apparently directly beneath you.
Directly beneath that, do
It
we
would
see
seem so.
sails come out the window below us?
Because I was gonna,
Floating.
she'll probably hook the edge of the library door, go towards it against the levitate spell, and then climb through the door, and then as soon as she's free of it, pop back up to the levitate position again. It'll be a time for Sails, but she'll once she's okay, not falling up forever. Cool. And then you may see a
Just out the window.
Tabaxi.
How far away is Sailsaba?
I'd put her like maybe 30 or so feet in front of you guys as she kind of, and slightly down as she
Slide down.
crawls her way out of a window.
And
And it's just
because
a floating kitten.
I did neglect to ask this the last time that it was important. How many stories up are we?
You would put it at least 3.
Oh, is that all?
So library is 2 stories, 2nd floor. Yeah, so you'd put it at least
that.
3, but like the ceilings are higher than
Oh, certainly.
the average ceiling
Very
that we're
tall
used
story.
to. So it's a little kind of vaulted ceiling.
40, 50 feet? And Sails is 30 feet away and maybe 10, 15, 20 feet below us?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm gonna wave.
Sails, we're over here.
Oh,
Crawls her way.
hello there.
Oh, hello
Gets
there.
sucked down to the 10-foot levitate mark.
You are taller than me for one.
If you can get up here, we can just like tuck you under our arms and carry you with us.
Right?
That would
Or
work.
conversely, is it possible for me to get closer to where Sails is on the roof, top, fairly easily, or?
Yeah, I might call for a like fairly low DC acrobatics check, but yeah.
Oh, I'm wonderful at those. Let's try it out.
Yes, well, that is sort of your specialty, so
Bad feeling
You
about where
would
this is
think.
going.
You would think.
one would hope.
Experience.
19.
Oh yeah, you just kind of like whoop 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 whoop.
Just barely.
In fact, you very distinctly go, if only I could have done this with the window.
I'm thinking it. I'm trying not to telegraph it too much, and I'm hoping Mugi will come with me. So I'm going to hop over a little bit closer where Sails is. She's still a little bit below us.
Yeah, just a tiny bit, but pretty close.
Do I have any idea what would happen to the levitate spell if I were to leap into her arms?
Yep. Fucking knew it.
Well, the levitate spell can carry 500 pounds, so...
Oh, wonderful. I
So
don't
as
know
long
that,
as you
but I'm going
don't
to
miss
assume.
her, you'll probably be okay. You have seen it lift a displacer beast.
Are we goldfishing this?
I'll survive the fall. I can come pick you up, but
It's not that.
I think
oh
you
wait,
should do it.
no, you'll also survive the fall. Go ahead, give it a
What?
shot.
Yeah, it's fine.
I have been told that I always land on my feet.
Right?
So,
Well, hopefully
I'm gonna
we land on your feet too.
Right. Moment of hesitation. Our eyes meet, and I'm just gonna like put my arms out, like. All right, I'm gonna jump.
Fantastic.
Is there any argument to say that Sails is helping me?
oh, she is.
Actually,
She cast the one.
sorry. Brain.
I'll take it.
So yeah, I would say make me an acrobatics check, and then Sails, make me a dexterity check.
Yes,
Straight
ma'am.
up dex. Because acrobatics for the jumping, and I'm being nice and saying acrobatics instead of athletics. And then dex
Aym'Bryn
for
does
the
a flip.
catching.
Wow.
Yes, it'll be
That's a 15, so maybe not quite as. I was gearing up to do a flip, but someone really needs to. Someone seems to have knocked some of these roof tiles askew, and I'm going to lose my footing for a moment, and I'll take off.
Dirty 20.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. So you, like, get ready to do the flip, and it doesn't quite work out because the ceiling tiles, but you have a really good, like, jump, aim, kind of athletic, or acrobatics to it, and then Sails is just like, that one's mine.
Sailsaba, I think she'll just something, yeah, just like immediate, like adrenaline rush, is like, whoom, and then just kind of like Superman, just like holds you against her in her furry arms, like.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the free
And then
floating
Aym'Bryn
impact
sends
is
Sails
just
of a spinning.
Yeah.
Your guys are spinning at this point.
Centripetal force has us out like we're like skydiving.
It's weirdly romantic.
So if
always
that
feel so
does
awfully
happen,
safe
Sailsaba
in
goes
your
ah,
arms.
and then one arm around the tiny Bryn, and a thorn whip will stabilize them on the roof.
Again, Sailsaba's all of a sudden Spider-Man. That's great.
Make me an attack roll for Thorn Whip.
Oh god, please.
Glib,
Nah,
how
you
much
hit
chocolate
me.
did you give Brim?
Ow.
Sorry,
I
what?
don't know.
Make
Let's
me
go down
an
to the
attack
window.
roll for Thorn Whip.
Oh yes,
Come on, Indiana Sails.
that's a 12. So
I'd still say it hits. I'd put that DC firmly at 10, so maybe even lower. So yeah, you
Thank God.
get yourselves to that. Yeah, and just,
hello, friend Bryn.
Hello, friend Sails.
How are you doing
Wonderful
today?
you're united. Oh, well, quite well now. You wouldn't happen to know where Silus and Irde are?
Ah, they're in this building with all of the books.
Well, is that not quite serendipitous? And I'll look over to. Are you guys climbing down, or what are you all doing?
Well, I was gonna go back the way I came out, but guess if
Yeah,
make sure you guys are
same.
okay first. So we'd still be at the edge.
I could hold you with
we're
my
quite
feet,
alright.
but you would not be very comfortable.
No, it's okay.
we're-
We'll go back this way.
Yeah, we're
if you-
fine. There's a door
I'm not
over
even
there.
sure how to get down.
I'll come down to the window. Wait, yeah, just I'll pull you in.
Yeah.
Sounds like
we'll
they're just
go-
inside, so that's
All right, Glib, let's go.
mystery solved.
Oh,
Sails,
I have
how-
a better idea.
Wait. Oh, God.
Oh no.
So they're just in that window over there?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Ah,
Sails?
shit.
Yeah?
They're just over there through that window that you came out of?
Correct.
Alright, Glib
We're
gets
shouting
as close
right
as he
outside.
can to the the window on the roof, swan dives, and then Misty steps into the library
that's a
when he
good trick.
sees it.
Oh goodness.
All right, Keeper, this is a very important moment.
Let
You
me know
need
what
to
it-
distinguish if your momentum is maintained when you Misty step.
actually, yeah,
And no
would
matter what you say, one of us will disagree.
see, and that's fair. But like an object in motion remains in motion until acted upon by an outside force, and Misty Step is technically a continuation of movement. So I would say it at least slightly continues your motion. Yeah, I would say that you keep
Good
momentum
news
and
is
you
Glib
have to kind of stop.
hadn't jumped super far, so
You can't say that.
Or did you
they're
wait till the
both
last
right.
minute to Misty Step when you're 1 foot off the ground?
Oh, not that last minute. Just like
They'll like jump off and then through the window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got
So
15
yeah,
foot.
you
drop.
probably like take a little mini stumble, but you stuck the landing in your mind.
He fell 9 feet, Silas, so he doesn't take any damage. It's that 10th foot that does it.
If you fall 9 feet onto your neck, it's it's gonna be a bad time no matter how high you fall.
He does a forward roll and stands on top of the table. Ah!
It's very much the superhero landing, somersault superhero landing. Ah!
It's
We know
3-point
that Glib
landing.
is good at somersaults. We do know,
Yeah.
or backflips. We do know this.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want some chocolate?
Established case.
Oh, Glib!
Libraries love us.
I don't think you should eat in the library.
Why not?
I just look at Fen on the roof and I go, no.
Fenn's just shaking his head.
All right, good. All right,
We're all
let's go.
flippin' barking mad, you know that.
Where did you come
Yes,
from?
yeah, you get used to it.
Outside.
Alright, let's go. We'll meet him there.
You do see the Dragonborn just kind of like looks at the thing and goes, "Is that Irma's candy?"
Yeah, you want some?
Oh, I am quite the sucker for her chocolate. If you wouldn't mind.
Sucker.
Well, you know what? If the librarian seems to be okay with it, it's fine.
Glib will hold open
And it
his.
goes, right?
his
I have a particular affinity for her sweets.
Glib will hold open his sack of candy in a very reminiscent way from episode 1, where he holds open his bag.
Aww.
And very
Call back.
politely, the Dragonborn just takes out one tiny piece of candy in his claws and just kind of.
Silence will mage hand like 1 or 2 chocolates.
She really does have quite the talent.
Oh, she's very good. Irde, get in on this.
Fine. Irde will take a chocolate.
Also, this cake is beat to hell. This cake is a really good cake.
It's a bit more of like a.
It's a smoothie at this
Glib
point.
dripping in the library. I do need to know this.
That's actually probably a great.
Wait, is this is like liquid chocolate? Like this bag is full of just that river from Willy Wonka? Like, why is he
no.
dripping?
Because he has been smashing stuff in his face.
It's true.
Got a point.
And he's got the sugar high from hell.
Yeah.
I don't think
At
the
this
actual
point,
chocolates are liquid. I think there have been chocolates that have missed Glib's face that are
if
still
anything,
there.
It's more shedding than dripping.
Yeah,
That is fair. Shedding. How much chocolate is Glib shedding?
with the friction of like he's moving so fast that air itself could potentially just.
Be chocolatized.
Yeah.
That is a goddamn hero.
Silas will say, apologies, Master Azorn, and I will wave my hand and prestidigitate clean Glib's face off.
Just in time for another handful.
You might put
Yeah,
some
I don't
into that
think so.
prestidigitating the desk.
I
That's very appreciated.
do the same.
My good dear sir, because it is quite the struggle on these old bones to clean those floors.
I understand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And Glib will start just prestidigitating the floors.
Aww.
Not where he was, just in general. Just in
Just in
random
general, everywhere.
spots.
Everywhere else.
Everywhere else is sparkling, but like this 5-foot cube around Glib.
He's down for it. He's here for the shenanigans. He's seen way worse, I'm sure.
So anyway, we found you. I think everybody else wanted to tell you about murder.
God damn it.
Is everyone okay?
As we're walking through the door, yes, everyone's fine. It's not. Dear God, Glib. Bessette
far
said.
is Silas
Just call
going?
over the window. Guess we're fine.
We need to get Bryn and Sails out of the window, though.
Oh, do we?
Sorry,
wait.
and I'll bring them both down to the
Before
floor.
you do,
Bring us down. We're still outside.
still outside.
He just drops the spell.
You float down. You float
You
down.
float down gently.
That's true.
Yeah.
Before we do, Sails will, be holding Bryn and the Thornwhip. Like, friend Bryn, I have a firm grip on you. I believe you are safe. Do not
Oh, I
worry.
believe I'm safe as well.
This reminds me of something I have been meaning to ask you. I hate to bring up bad memory, but when we were in the cave before, we crossed a bridge at one point. Do you remember this?
Oh, yes. Rather
I
embarrassing,
noticed.
but
You brought up the rear, and you had a moment where you thought you might fall. Are you scared of heights, friend Bryn?
no, actually, it was rather the other way around.
Heights are
I
scared
mean-
of you.
Oh, if only. It wasn't. Well, no, I suppose that's not great phrasing, but that wasn't what I was. I wasn't frightened. Just,
All right.
momentarily distracted.
That makes sense. I get distracted often as well. Although perhaps for different reasons.
Perhaps.
Do you like being up in the air? And she'll sniff at the feather in your hair.
Yes. very much, especially at the moment. And I'll kind of, I'll center a little bit. Is Moogie still with
We'll
us?
hold you close.
I did leap off a roof.
She fluttered off your shoulder when you jumped, and
There.
she would just be circling basically at this point, just like coasting.
All right.
Well, I do not know when this will end, but we can enjoy it as it is.
Well, there we are.
Pretty much, yep.
Funny how that happened.
And then they
things
have
in
to
life,
walk
right?
up the stairs to the library.
Do we? Can we, Sales, you still have, is your whip still attached to something?
Oh no.
Couldn't
It
we just,
would
like,
be.
swing in through the
Thorn-
window, or...
That we
Well,
could.
I think it's an instantaneous.
But with
Oh.
drifting down slowly, we have time to react, yes?
That's true. Yeah, I'd allow another thorn whip attack to see if you can.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just gonna
swing
cling,
out.
I'm gonna
Doors
cling to
are
Sales,
just
very,
irrelevant to
damsel in
this
distress.
Yes.
That is a 9.
Oh no.
I just realized I'm facing the wrong way.
So you kind of get surprised by the downward momentum, and you're used to like kind of reacting in faster motions, and honestly the spell really just moves way too slow for you. So you like aim for it, and then it just like goes high, and you're just like, well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to.
I have not used it very often.
Yeah, and it's you get just a little too low for it to really be able to hit. So
So it's
What
much
a
better
valiant
back at
effort.
home. Well, thank you. And we'll hold Bryn tight as they land. If you are ever distracted by heights before, you simply call my name, and I will come, and I will catch you.
Well, thank you very much. To be honest, it was more the setting, the bridge and all. It just reminded me of something.
That does make sense. I will keep that in mind.
All right. And I'm happy to be carried as long as you are happy carrying me.
Oh yes, swoop. Entirely.
damsel
Heart,
in distress.
damsel in
Oh, yes,
distress.
yes.
Walking across the hearth.
I've got
everything.
my arms around her neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Trey cute and looks straight up like one of those novels from the bookshop.
I just had this image of Bryn being like, I'm happy to be carried as long as you are happy to carry. And Sailsaba goes, okay, and then it's just like a potato sack carry.
Yeah. Well, I'll be over her.
The
on a
most
Bryn scarf.
romantic of the carries, the potato sack.
Yes.
Sales enters through the door, through the hearth, so to speak, and I caught an elf.
No.
Thank God.
There's just a random like novice who's just like,
What?
So I want to sit down across the table from Silus, and just say, "Hey, bud, how's the research going?"
Well enough, I suppose.
Have you found anything concrete by chance?
We've got a name of a cult more than just like the Cult of Ruin. This old cult called the Children of the Worm. Something to focus on there, I think.
Keeper, I am assuming I have never heard that name, right?
you can roll me a history check if you'd like.
Cannot hear you, Keeper.
We can't hear you.
What? You can't?
No.
What?
Negative.
No, we
Yeah.
Now
Oh.
we can.
Now we can.
That's weird. Okay. I'm not talking any louder than I was. Or, yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Life happens.
Zoom
You
likes
can
to
roll
eat
me
it.
a history check if you'd like.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to. You can just be like, nah, I
Yeah,
don't know
no,
that
that was a 2. I mean, I was just, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a 2. Yeah, cool.
You get a nada.
All right. I said I would follow you, and I'm still going to. But I'm getting anxious, man. I've got a job to do, and I feel like we're just chasing libraries at this point. So I have a proposition. I think we skip the next town. I don't think there's anything for us there. I think we go straight to Liasidwin. And then, while you should go to the library. I don't think that's a bad idea. But, while you do that, looking for information on the cult, I want to take a couple of our more, seedier people to the seedier part of town. Can I see Aym'Bryn right now? Aym'Bryn, where are you?
Oh, in the
Aym'Bryn is
doorway
being
making a
carried
face
by
at
a
you.
cat.
Yeah, just kind of like raise an eyebrow and then kind of go back. I'm gonna pay for that statement later. But I think we and I especially need to look for information on Thurvin and the crew that he was with. Now, it's something that this cult is using as a tool, and if we can get ahead of him and take him out, then we're taking something out from under this cult. But as of right now, I feel like we're chasing a ghost.
Logically speaking, if we're using it as a step to get to the cult, we might actually find some leads that way too. And at the same time, it is entirely possible that we just take away one more tool that they can use against everything. My own feelings notwithstanding, of course.
I think you have good points. Chasing a ghost is... Welcome to the last 3 years of my life, to be fair.
I'm gonna have to buy you a drink for that. That sucks.
Look, I made a promise to you, Fen, that I would... If you helped me do this, I would help you put an end to your father. I intend to keep promises.
Yeah. Well...
I think... You are more suited to doing your plan than I am. I am suited for libraries and research, so I will not say no. I think that it's a good idea, especially if we can take anything away from the cult that we might. And I'm not... I hate to say it, but I'm not quite very hopeful to find anything in the Istwin. It's this whole thing is a crapshoot, and I'm sorry that I don't have any. I'm sorry that these damn visions aren't giving me the things that I need to point us in the right direction.
Your father, is there a possibility that
He may know
we
more.
could get information from him in some way?
Yes, and I think that's exactly it, Silus. You're most suited in a library. I am completely useless in these spaces, so let us do what we do, and you do what you do, and we have twice the odds of getting somewhere.
Indeed.
That's our thought.
And
Not to discount what you're already doing.
Well, and to answer Irde's question, what our nameless friend from the cave said was that he specifically didn't know any of the details of the plan. He was just following orders he was getting from
Yes.
Thurvin.
So Thurvin would
But-
know, and perhaps we could get information from him then.
The possibility is there. We did not get actual confirmation of that. But yeah, the plan...
To be fair,
I
we
mean,
don't have much confirmation about anything.
precisely.
Well, that's what we're working to correct, right?
Of course,
Correct.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad plan. And Silus,
I think
we can still go to Liasidwin. We can still, now that we have the name, several names, we can still try to find something more concrete there
Indeed.
and see what comes up.
the more important part is I think we need to remove Oberverin and the Yanti ruins from our plan. Unless we find something in Liasidwin that points to these ruins, a passing thought of a cultist under interrogation isn't much to go on. I just don't think it's a good idea.
Well, Oberveren's on the other side of Liasidwin, right? So either way, we're going to Liasidwin first.
Yes.
Yeah, and see what happens there.
Well, my only... And you might be right. But once we go to Liasadwin, if we don't find more information, where are we going?
Well, if we don't find any information either way, I guess we can go to these ruins, but
I'm not saying we have to. This is just my question of, I believe that you are correct, that if we have a more concrete plan, that is, of course...
Well, I mean, that's kind of the problem, right? Like, we're at this point where all we can do is ask the gods to tell us where to go. I mean, we have to find something.
Well,
Indeed.
could we not... Now I've got bridges on my mind. Could we not cross that bridge when we come to it? The next step, the immediate next step is to go to Liasadwin and see what happens. And if the answer is nothing, then we can reassess, and figure out where we want to go. I'd like to hope that
Bryn, your magic note paper, you got that in Obervaren, you said?
I did. It's not impossible to find elsewhere, I don't think, but yes, that's certainly where I purchased it.
Irde, do you know if we'd be able to find any in Liasadwin?
Do I know that, Keeper?
You would know that most magic shops would have the magic paper, should you desire it,
Would we have been
especially
able
in
to find
Liasadwin.
it in Lidol?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
He
a
had
fairly
some in
common magic item. We probably could find it here.
Oh, well, I'd never seen it before. That was awfully exciting.
Um,
Sometimes you think something's really rare, but it's really just your perception.
Of course.
Honestly, I'm finding that about most things that I see nowadays.
yeah.
Like libraries.
Oh,
Librarians.
by the way, speaking of the magic shop, if we're facing down Thurvan, we need upgrades. And the magic shop was out of any other magic items, but I did find this, and he hands Irde the quarterstaff. Apparently it's called a vicious quarterstaff. And I've seen you with a quarterstaff before.
I have held a quarterstaff before.
If he'd had anything for the rest of us, I would have
honestly
probably found Silus.
I appreciate this.
Mm-hmm.
This might be better in Sailsaba's hands.
That could very well be. Sales, do you know how to use one of these?
As a druid, you should.
Yeah.
I have seen them used.
Claws.
I know it. This group is going to have staffing problems.
I was trained.
The thing is, if I am in a place where I can use a weapon like this, we have much bigger problems.
Oh, I most certainly agree.
Sailsaba usually is in those positions. I think it's better in her hands.
Sales? And he hands you the vicious quarterstaff.
As he does that, I imagine Sales only has so many hands. I'm going to give her a little kiss on the cheek, and I'll get down. And I'm going to walk over to Fen as he's handing off the staff, and I'm just going to give him a pat on the shoulder.
Also, in the background, Glib takes out the very ornate, fancy cultist robe and waves it and just sort of like spreads it out, and he starts rubbing his face on it.
Hell yes.
The cloth of gold one.
Yeah, but
Small acts of defiance.
Maybe our librarian would recognize the details on it, but...
So, I think the plan still stays the same at this point. We go to Liasadwin. We both
agree.
We all try to find out what we can find, and then we will make our plan from there. Does that sound...
Honestly, my big thing is I do not want to touch these ruins. Unless we have nothing else to go on, I think we are asking for trouble.
Well, the last ruins we went to turned Fen into a giant. So these ones might turn him into a snake. A giant snake.
Let's not.
Silas, what are you thinking?
Put a pin.
Silas, what are you thinking?
Fen the giant snake.
Is Fen the ruin?
Hold on.
We just keep
That's
going.
what does it.
I am very curious as to what a wizard who has actually the information does think about this plan.
You're giving me quite a bit of credit. I don't have any information. As I said before, I've been chasing a ghost for 3 years, and if you all think that the Yonti ruins are not something to search for, and we find no evidence to that contrary to that,
I still want to
don't
go.
think we should go. All right. Well,
And if we don't find anything, we can.
Yes.
Yes, just next stop Liasadwin and we reassess.
I
Yeah.
am not certain why everyone is so. It feels like a lot of intense emotion right now, but I am agreeing with you.
We
last time-
we haven't been moving. We need to move.
The last time and in my case, the last time I saw Thurvan, you know what happened.
Right. So
it's not a thought I
So I-
Yeah, but
relish.
we
We're all
weren't there.
agreed then.
Yes, and I think that if that attack was anything like the last two, it's not necessarily individual power that seems to do it. There's a lot of premeditation. They didn't just walk into Port Cove and decimate their meager defenses. They had a rather elaborate ruse around it both of the times they've attacked.
Very true.
I'm very... Fen, cover your ears. But
Ben, cover your ears.
I do... I rather think that the servant just sort of... I think we can take him.
Yeah, no, a smash and grab is a typical pirate plot. He probably didn't even come up with it himself. It's
Yeah, just
no,
some
that's
kind of a ruffian sort of... very impressive and undoubtedly very powerful person.
Sure.
He'd definitely take every precaution, but
He's a piece of
would
shit.
just like
You
to-
don't have to butter me up.
okay. We just don't want you to think he's like a master tactician and that's why he beat you, and you know that because
No, I
and we
just
didn't want to hurt your
hesitate.
feelings.
So
To the other...
immediately,
Sorry, what?
immediate
What's that,
actionable
Silas?
items. Immediate actionable items right now. We stay the night here.
Yeah.
Correct. We're not leaving tonight.
Correct.
No,
Tomorrow morning,
we grab
we
the tents.
purchase some tents and head out to Leistwin. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wait,
What time is it
what
right
time
now?
is it now?
It's like
It is
mid-afternoon, right?
afternoon.
Or like
Oh, let's just go buy tents now.
Silas, did you find a great
All right,
deal
I'll
of
go with
information
Alan.
here? Do you need a lot of time before we... and Irde, is all of your business resolved? I mean, I don't want to rush you.
I feel
That's
like
true.
it would probably be best to stay the night. If we want to go buy tents now, that's of course fine. So we can set out first thing in the morning.
Yeah, we can do that.
But travel, time being what it is, I think having a full day would be our best option.
It's
When we
a
have-
day and a half to Liaisudwin. 2 days? It's a day and a half.
Day and a half.
So it does make the difference.
Let's just go
It
now
just
then.
makes a slight difference when we arrive.
Well, we're gonna let Irde and Silas do some more research
Of
today.
course, if that's what...
I mean, if you're done and you are okay with leaving,
I've only
now,
just
then
sit,
that's
I've
fine,
only just
but-
sat down at this point.
Oh,
but if
then yeah,
so we,
then let's
we
let
got
the
awfully excited.
yeah,
Yes,
no,
you
then
all
let
very-
the
It's
We'll
like
go
after
buy
you had-
tents, you do your research.
coming
and
on
we-
very
Spend the
strong
night
right now,
here
to be
so
honest.
We can finish the research that we need to finish.
yeah.
Tomorrow we will set out.
Okay, we spent a lot of time
Let's do
deciding
it.
we're going to do what we were going to do. All right, let's
Okay.
go.
Let's
Yeah,
do
small
this.
tents.
tents.
Don't
Perfect.
put our hands in the middle and no, let's just go.
Small tooth.
What?
Question, Silas, how much money do we have in the group funds? The quarterstaff was.
That reminds
oh
me.
God, I don't remember.
Here, and I'll take out the potion of heroism. I'll slide across, and the
Oh,
shopkeeper was very insistent that
fantastic.
you said that I should buy that.
Yes, I think I can think of some tactical uses for this, and
We still have 2,220 gold pieces in the group fund.
would anybody mind if I take some of the quarterstaff funds that I spent? Ever?
Mind?
No, that's
Still
good.
trying to wrap my head around what all this money is for.
For Sailsaba, so.
So to that point,
Yes.
leave our two erudite companions to their research. We're going to go buy tents and magic paper, and if that's available, and that's it. Then just back here for dinner.
Yeah, let's do it.
Indeed.
Sailsaba will say, small tooth. Looking at Alin.
Oh, okay, yeah. They're perfectly normal sized, but all right.
Small tooth. Relatively. You are calling a hunt.
Yes.
A hunt once called cannot be uncalled. I
That's the
I
agree.
don't think that's
Then-
true.
Technically, I'm the one that called the hunt originally, and
That
it's
is
being
true.
seconded.
This hunt has been on. We're just now moving it up on the priority list.
Secondary wolf to call hunt.
It needs to be second.
I agree with you. I think this is a hunt that will yield results. However, I will not join this hunt unless you answer a question for me.
Sure.
Are you predator or prey? Are you running away from the ruins or toward Thurvin?
Ooh.
There's nothing. There's nothing specific that tells me not to go there. I just have a feeling that if we go there, I am not leaving. I can't tell you why. I physically cannot tell you why. It's not I won't tell you why. It's just a feeling.
Are you
And
reading about Big
I
Snake
think
Fan?
we're going to go there for no reason. And at least one of us, namely me, I'm being selfish, is not going to walk out.
Fair enough.
Then I will join you in this hunt. Thank you for answering.
Thank you.
Where's this gut feeling coming from? God?
My
Gut?
heart.
Heart?
Yeah, no, just I don't know. It's something that's been
So you are
over the
all
last couple
wonderful.
days
Will
has
you
been.
please
You should
carry
get your
on this
heart looked at.
Yeah, I should.
All right, all right,
I'd
all
see a cleric, but that's me, and I'm not having any
You should look at
luck
your heart.
there.
Look inside your heart.
I've been thinking about that recently. It's not fun though. Anyway,
Irde will just like look over and make eyes with Zoran and just be like,
I'll catch Irde's eyes if you're telegraphing at us. I'm gonna loop in an arm with Alin and an arm with Fen and like cast my eyes over to Sails and we'll try to. I'm gonna try to make a wall so we can kind of herd Glib. But I like this shirt, so I don't necessarily want to link arms with
we
him
are
right
hurting.
this second.
yep.
oh goodness.
If we are hurting, Sailsaba will get on all fours.
Oh, there we go.
And
I
we'll
was
start
hoping Sails would.
nudge
Yeah.
Glib in the direction of outside library.
Silas,
We're going.
for
Hang on,
bookkeeping-
this is prevalent to something before. I really need to ask this right now.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, keeper.
Yes.
Adamantite bead.
Yeah. What?
Bead with a hole through the middle, or bead like a ball.
Admin? What? Sorry.
You gave Alan adamantine or
Oh, no.
Just like it's more of a like very small marble than a bead, but it's
Perfect.
very tiny.
Okay, cool. In reference to the conversation about upgrades, I'm going to give that to Fen. And just say I don't know what to do with this. It's all yours, buddy.
Is this what I think it is?
Yep.
Fan. And he drops it into the bag and seals it off. Thank you. I might find a...
Yeah, upgrades,
Absolutely. And I'm gonna
Now
add
we
that
can
down.
go.
Yes.
and now they're herded out. Okay.
Hey, you guys want some
Sorry,
chocolate before I go?
Yeah, sure.
Well, he's
Well, no,
coming
you're-
with us.
You're coming with me, big.
Irde will take
Oh,
a couple of pieces
I see what you're saying
of
now.
chocolate and just slide one over to Silas.
Yeah. And I don't need to do anything particular. We're just running some quick errands, so.
Yeah.
I believe so. Once
So.
they're all gone, Irde will look at Silas and say, "They are overwhelming, and they are well-meaning, aren't they?"
Yes. Yes, they are.
And then we'll just quietly go back to reading.
Right.
That's fair.
And this whole time, just for fun, you guys would all notice that Silas's hair is currently down. He does not have a hair tie at the moment.
Oh, that's right.
'Cause-
Yes. I'm gonna put that in my hair.
But yeah.
I'll actually take my hair down and shake it out a bit and put it back up in a ponytail.
About like half an hour into reading this, the book that I'm in front of right now, I'm gonna take out the Featherfall scroll, and I will roll that out, and I will start to transcribe that over into my spellbook. It should take me just 2 hours, I think. It's level 1. So yeah, I'll
sounds
spend
about right.
I'll spend 2 hours doing that, and then I have to roll. If it's a scroll, I have to roll to see if it does transcribe correctly. And I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give myself a 5 for my point roll. So that's 14, so that succeeds.
Yay!
Screw that. I don't want to waste my spell scrolls.
Nah.
That's perfectly
Mhm.
reasonable. So yeah, you.
So I got Featherfall. Hooray.
At
Woo!
some point, when you are doing this, at any point really, and you can thank Liz for this, you may touch your hair, and it got some crusted like cat saliva in it. It's just a bit crusty, just a little bit.
Silas has his hair down with a little bit of a cowlick, and he's just covered in cat hair.
Yeah.
So
Prestidigitation and everything.
Oh,
You're gonna have to do
Shower,
prestidigitation twice for that.
Yeah, no, I'll do that. Absolutely.
Oh goodness. Yup.
Goodness.
That's how that goes. That's adorable.
Yeah,
All right.
that is that.
All right, are we gonna go pick up those tents or what?
Oh God.
Oh,
all
no, he
Pick
crashed.
him up.
So yeah,
Aw, Alan carrying Glib,
alright.
it's adorable.
you guys go into the village. It's not hard to find all of the things that you are looking for if you.
Yeah. How much is it gonna cost us?
Tents are like 2 gold each or something like that.
Yeah, I think they're like 2 gold per tent.
Okay, and we need what, 3?
Yeah, because they're 2 people tents. So 3 or 4.
Well, +1 for Glib.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
cool.
true.
Oh, of
So
course.
4.
Yes,
Glib gets
they
like
are.
Glib gets his own tent always.
They are 2 GP each per tent. So.
I'll throw in one. Let me get my bag.
Don't, never you mind.
No, it's okay, buddy. It's alright. I got it. I'll cover it.
We should really stop by the sweet store. I think it's really cool.
Nah, I think you've had enough, man. We gotta
and
cut you
they
off.
do have they do have dome tents. You know those ones that fit like.
Oh, those are cool.
They
It
have.
would be
those
it would be nice just to have one big dome where we could all sleep. That would be a really nice thing to have.
Oh, that would be really nice.
For
Like
the
a hut.
moment, which do we prefer? Yeah, like a very small.
I could
sort
do
of
it once.
Teensy hut.
Yeah,
or
something
a
like that.
You all are full
Bitty
of
hut.
fanciful thinking.
Yes, it's rather
We're
odd.
not even here.
Is that better? Do you think like one yurt style situation
Like
or
a
or
yurt,
bunch
yeah.
of
Is that available? Can we do that?
Yeah, I would say that the smaller tents fit 2 people. But for a large tent,
We're getting
I thought we were just gonna go buy tents, but then we walked in as like an REI,
right.
and it's like it's
Yeah.
so difficult to choose one.
Yeah,
and, like,
It's just
very much there's this like
2 kinds
What
of
kind
D&D.
of camo do you think we need?
no camo. It's okay. Keeper, do with this what you will. 8-person tents are a freaking nightmare. They're a parachute.
Why
It is
not
a
just
parachute.
I don't
believe
think
it was
you-
also a
I don't
joke,
think
too.
you understand. I was a Girl Scout for
Okay,
10
so you understand.
years.
Yep. All right, cool.
I
As long as you
have
know, because
set
this is
up
comedy
a
gold happening
I
right
have
here.
set up a 15-person tent
Oh,
with 2 other
God.
people.
Yes, but
I
no
know.
one, absolutely none of us are qualified to do that.
Oh, absolutely
Not a
not.
single
and it's
one.
gonna be
Maybe Silas has seen it in a
hilarious.
book once.
All right.
Yeah.
That's too many
So,
people for a tent.
Yeah, I would say that
And we
One is
still
for
need a separate
you.
tent for Glib.
you are
Yeah.
told that a like large 8 to 10 person dome tent would be I'll do
Okay, but I'm going to come up and ask about this large tent.
4 gold.
Okay,
Well, that's
I'll do
just
that.
economical.
hold on.
Can my tent fit in that tent? I could just have my
Oh,
sub
probably.
tent?
I mean,
You will have your
Yes.
own tent, no matter what.
Just
Can I
trying
make
to
you a
say,
subtenant?
does this person looking at me, who is very obviously a person who does not know how to go camping, think to tell me that this is going to be unmanageable? Is there any shred of compassion in this REI employee's heart?
They work retail, so
Before
Oh,
you,
never
before you, so you are actually surprised. It does look like this person, while they probably have not camped outside of the lantern light, it looks like they have, in fact, set up many tents in this area, and they're just kind of looking at you, vaguely amused. This Earth Genasi who's just sitting there like,
Can we
it's
call
not
can
gonna
just
be
for,
easy.
For my knowledge, can we call it the AEI? So instead of recreational equipment, it could be adventuring equipment incorporated.
Oh, I love that so much. Yes.
AEI
And then we just call it-
works.
All right.
Thank you, just for me.
I like it.
All I wanted. Keep going.
Yeah, so this kind of green themed Earth Genasi is just like, I mean, I can sell you the big tent. You have a lot of people with you. It might
You're
work.
making me worry.
I don't.
All right.
I don't know about that.
I don't.
Can I roll insight?
Sure, go ahead and roll me insight.
It's not inspiring confidence in your credentials.
Stop
It's
it,
not
Tim.
my credentials I'm worried about.
Yeah, I know.
I don't do
Sorry.
this often.
It's perfectly fine.
Do you have
That's
any
a
magic
17.
tents that just do themselves?
Sorry, Sales, what did you say?
17, sorry.
17.
I'm checking whether this employee is genuinely trying to help my friend.
He seems it seems like they're genuinely trying to help. They would like to help you. You did ask about a large tent.
Yes, we did.
They showed you a large tent, but they know what it's like to put up a large tent, and they are adept at putting up tents. And they get the feeling that you don't have a whole lot of practice with large tents. But they
Oh,
don't
yes, I
want
feel like
to just
I
tell
exude
you
that
you
sort of
can't
feeling.
do something, so because that would be rude and judgmental.
I don't want to ruin the comedy. But let's just, you know what? We'll take all of them. I will take 4 small tents and 1 large tent, and we will figure it out. What is that? What does that come to?
That way we can make this conversation past tense.
Yes.
I think it's
That-
12,
I would
12
really
gold.
like to
Yeah,
get
it's
past
12
tents
gold.
and
Yeah,
onto
2,
the
4,
next
16,
part.
then it's 12 gold.
Please, 12
Thank
gold.
you
All right.
for
I will.
math, because
Yeah,
I
you're good.
was like,
I will
Right.
hand him 12 gold, and
leave with a million.
we will
tents.
leave.
have a great day. Good luck with your tents.
And it's
you.
gonna suck
Excellent.
wind throughout
Here's that
all
we
of these
will need
tents as soon as I get Tiny Hut.
All right.
Yep.
We're just gonna throw them all away.
We do need
No, we're going to use them for
Which-
something.
You
Say
all
I'm gonna
grab
have tiny hut. You just
As soon as I level up and can use it. I can use it
That's why-
once.
I'm gonna toss
If
a piece
you
of gold.
level up while we're over here and I bring all these tents back.
Right.
you've got some things you have to do.
Silas is evolving.
Some.
I'm gonna toss a piece of gold on the counter and grab one of the energy, snacks that they have there, and hand it to Glib and say, here,
Get a Cliff
buddy,
bar.
you eat this.
You need some protein, man.
Okay, can you unwrap it for me, please?
Yeah. Damn. Finn, unwrap this for him.
Fen,
Dexterity.
He's too powerful.
So dumb. Oh my god.
You know what? Just feed it to him.
I-
We're gonna walk and feed Glib at the same time.
let's pick up some more of those magic papers of Bryn's. See if they've got them yet.
Sailsaba noting the lack of confidence in the AEI employee of Bryn's camping ability will take the big tent from Bryn and heft
yes,
it.
please, thank you.
And any more that he's carrying, if it looks like he's struggling.
It looks like I'm struggling.
And sales takes maybe 2 or something. I don't know how much you can carry.
They're
But
totally
it is
things
very
that-
Leave me one so I look like I'm doing something.
yes. You have one. You definitely have one. Definitely
Make a
the
big show of
heaviest
it.
one, as she does the 8-person one behind her back. But it's definitely with an ease of like, we're gonna drop this as soon as we get to like the nearest drop.
We just
But
didn't
yeah.
want to look embarrassed in front of the. Anyway, we're going.
No,
we're going.
Sailsaba's letting Bryn have his moment, but also taking this away.
I just we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll find someone in desperate. Let's just go.
Yes, good
All
idea.
right. So you leave AEI, which now definitely exists in this town, and I love this.
Yes, please.
We have another chain.
Yay!
Why would they
Oh,
put
yeah.
shriveled grapes and fruit in food? I don't get it.
Just eat it, buddy.
They're too
It's gonna be
chewy.
okay. I know. I know.
Does it give you energy if it does not have it?
You make your way back to the monastery, get everything ready for dinner, and we will come back to anything that the library kids want to figure out when we come back from break.
Woo!
Woo!
Woo break!
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful break. We are going to head right back into the world of Anna. I'm so sorry. When we last left off, we were going to check in with our lovely library erudites, as was previously said.
The literates.
Both of you assume that Silas can read.
Just staring at the book like,
Oh, Silas can read.
what do you say?
I have a 20 intelligence and I am illiterate.
Do you have any bestiaries that have pictures?
I will go. Oh boy, I will go about reading the cult book that was placed in front of me after transcribing Featherfall, and then I will. After I spend some time with that, I will go up to Zoran, and I will say, Master Zoran, this might be an odd point of inquiry, but do you have any books on the Elvish reincarnation cycle?
Well, actually, the one young Irde is reading is probably going to be the best for that. As far as life, death, afterlife, and such, there aren't a large number of books outside of elven circles for
Right, yes.
what one can expect, but that one does have some, and I have heard of I have vaguely heard of a book I fancied getting my hands on at some point about it. It was written by a rather off-color gentleman, from what I understand in Elvis society. It is called the One Life Paradox. I always thought that would be quite the thing to grasp, but it's hard to find copies of.
If I do find a copy and I've studied it thoroughly, I shall send it to you.
I would appreciate that, young one. Very much so.
Well, barring that, I suppose that that book that Irde is perusing might also check the next box on my docket. Anything about Aasimar and their Celestials, their connections, their guides.
Yes, that is the other book that has that inside of it. We have certain things about the gods and such, particularly Gez, Elenil, and
Alternatively, do you have anything based around the Shadowfell?
the Shadowfell. That's interesting. Interesting question. Unfortunately, I can't particularly think of anything about other planes, other than the connection with the Celestial and such.
Of course.
And that is slightly outside of our reach here at the monastery. You might have some luck in Liesa. From what I understand, there was quite a bit of study going on from other such places, such as the Shadowfell and different planes therein.
Right. Liesa is our next port of call, so hopefully find something there. I will exchange notes with Irde on her findings in that book, actually. Thank you for your assistance.
Yes, absolutely. In the cult book, you do find the names of several cults. There isn't a ton of specific things, but you get a few of them that do seem to have things that would kind of point you towards having a sort of serpentine or bestial connection.
Okay.
That kind of ring true. The Children of the Worm is in that book, often known for dwelling outside of cities, as is something a group called. Hold on, let me do my scrolling thing. A group called. Wait. Where did I write you? The Wave Tamers, who seemed to worship some sort of sea serpent.
Do any of these names, and I know I kind of operated it that they didn't, but do any of these names ring any kind of bell for me at all?
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Okie dokie, I'm pretty good at that, but watch me roll shit. Yep. Let's see. 12.
Unfortunately, none of them really, like, distinctly pop out at you.
That's fair.
You and your masters didn't research so much of their religious side of things.
Right. But the Wave Tamers, you said, worshipped a sea serpent of some kind?
Yes, the Wave Tamers.
Okay. Cool.
The Wave Tamers were seen most recently about 25 years ago. Children of the Worm seem to be the most recent.
Popped up last month. It was weird.
Yeah, when did does it have an approximate for Children of the Worm?
There is no current knowledge of the Children of the Worm disappearing. They seem to have become a little bit less vocal, but you don't see any evidence that they have stopped existing.
So what you were saying is that the Wave Tamers dropped out, like died out 25 years ago. Children of the Worm seem to be still active. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Children of the Worm seem to have appeared sometime in the last 20 or so years. Probably a little less than that. Probably more like 15. And there is no record of them stopping their existence at current time, although they are not as prevalent as they were when they first popped up.
Gotcha.
That's how old Glib is.
Glib is the apocalypse.
By God.
Is it Glib?
The Glib apocalypse is upon us.
Glib would end the world. It's fine.
Well, Glib is a cult classic, so here we are.
I am going to go jump off a building.
It's
while you do that, I will take your book and I will read
Sales
it.
Catch you.
Yes. Sales is a great catch.
No, I will just work on that. And yes, that's what I will do.
And then Irde,
Yes.
things that you learn a little bit about. You do get information about how you do get the information that Aasimar and Devas usually have some sort of connection. Oftentimes there is some sort of either direct family lineage to the god that the Devas serve, or to the Deva themselves. You do find some information about how falls usually happen. Most frequently there is some sort of distance created by the person. Usually it is some action that is done by the person that causes them to fall, but there have been experiences of children either kidnapped or taken into some thing that causes them to be separated from their Deva in some way, shape, or form. There isn't a whole lot of information on how that could happen, but usually there is some sort of very defining event that causes that separation. Which you find in that particular book.
Thank you.
No problem.
But as we continue going, Silus will kind of like dig in, basically at home here for the first time in a long time. So he is gonna keep going like into the night.
That's fair. Most of the books you find.
What time of the evening is it?
I would say it's probably getting to around 5 or 6 o'clock at this point, having done
How much
shopping
time
and
until
research
dinner?
and such. Dinner would start at 6 and go until probably about 8 or 9.
I would assume that I would probably have finished my reading. Silas, do you ask about the book that I was reading?
When I see
Otherwise,
you,
I'm putting it back on the shelf.
when I see you finish it, I will say, are you done with that?
Yes.
I would actually like to take a look at it if you don't mind.
Of course. If you think it'll help, and I will hand him the book. Might I guess you're not going to come to dinner?
I'll be right behind you.
All right. I will be keeping a tab on whether or not you actually do come to eat.
Oh, I fully do not.
Top 10
then
anime betrayals.
Then Irde is going to bring him something.
It's mostly carrots. You're not.
It
missing
might just
much.
be carrots. Alan just handed me 4 raw carrots. I'm not really sure why.
I don't want to cut these. Take them to Silas.
Did you overreached? They gave you a few too many carrots, more than you were expecting.
Yeah. I didn't
will
want the first
probably-
4, and now they give me 400. I don't know what to do with this.
But
Which
like
absolutely
something that
would
would not make too much of a mess in the library. But I will come by and say after dinner and say, so you did say you were coming to dinner?
Oh, sorry. Time got away from me, and the entire table is now filled with notes and like books that are stacked up.
You do your studying, but please eat food, and I will hand you the food. Originally I was afraid about eating in the library, but Glib literally just came in here with a face full of chocolate. So I don't think it's actually much of a problem, and I know that you are going to keep your area clean afterwards.
Of course.
So
I will clean
eat
up.
something.
Sure. Yes.
Said with the most pointed glance. I know you're going to keep your area clean.
That is not the concern. And
yet
please
you
do remember
still
we
keep
are planning to set out tomorrow, so try to get some sleep.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah. So I will, once I finish with the cult book, I will switch over to the other one and look at both the Elvish stuff and the Aasimar stuff.
So do with this as you will, but if this is after dinner, Irde could have also brought him a little baggie full of jumbled cake bits. Because Glib was planning to share those.
These carrots are from Alin. The cake is from Glib.
Is anyone going to bring him actual food? Like a piece of bread or...
I'm going to say Irde also brings you like a roll. Like,
oh, thank you.
Like actual
This
food.
place known for chicken and vegetables. You bring me carrots and cake.
I don't want to
Carrots
have...
are a vegetable.
Yeah, this is the full
That is
food
true.
groups.
And
bread,
also, I don't feel
carrots.
like... Also, I don't feel like having like a piece of chicken in the library. I don't know. It's fine. I'll bring you a little selection of food. Anyway.
You could have just come to dinner, Silas. You don't get to complain.
That was Brion complaining.
Fight me!
Yeah.
They're
Thank you,
also
thank you,
hard-boiled
Irde.
eggs if you like them.
Oh, and Irde, as an afterthought, pulls out a pocket egg.
Pocket egg.
Can I trouble you with an egg in this trying time?
I don't know why I've had this since we started traveling. Alin, no, I'm kidding. I don't have that.
Somewhere down in the kitchen, Alan's like, "Oh God, when was the last time I made eggs?"
You could assume that Sales would have switched them at some point.
Yeah, no, I think it was a
Alright.
couple of days, like yesterday, but it's fine.
All right.
Feels like weeks ago.
And
How-
after I do that, actually, I would like to find Fen.
Really
yeah,
quick,
sorry, go ahead.
just for me. Keeper, how long do you think it would take me to get all the information that I'm looking for from them books?
From specifically the reincarnation book, I mean, all of the information that you would like, never gonna happen.
Right, but just
The rest of your natural life.
Library
Yeah.
crimes.
But the information that you could glean from the books, it'd probably take about an hour and a half of a particularly studious note taker such as yourself.
okay. And then same thing with the Aasimar portion of that book.
That would be like everything.
It'd be the whole thing. Okay.
The whole well, those two sections of it, because there are lots of myths and things in that
Okay.
book, but those particular sections would probably take you about an hour to an hour and a half. You get similar information from the Aasimar thing. As far as elven reincarnation, you get.
You can tell me something later. It doesn't need to be.
Yeah,
Doesn't need to be now.
definitely.
But I will use the remainder of my night until 6 a.m. to work on the spell.
Okay, fair enough. Sounds good. So yeah.
So what time of night is it? That when I finish the research?
You'd probably guess it would be about 8 or 9 by the time you finish like all of the research and stuff. If you'd started at like 4-ish.
So 9 to 6 or 9 to dawn or whatever. That many hours.
Okay.
May I be a brief interruption after dinner?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna drift my way over to the library. I'm going to take an entirely random book off the shelf. I'd love to know what it is, and I'm gonna sit across from Silus at the same table and pretend to read. Not because I can't read, but because I'm not reading.
Long con, Bryn can't
Just
read.
to be clear.
Yes.
I'm not great at it, but you know.
You pick up a book that seems to be about the connection of technology and magic and how they work together with nature, kind of fusing together, sort of thing.
I was only curious. I'm not really looking at it. I'm going to open it to the middle.
I figured. But...
And I'm just going to sit, you know, like legs crossed, book propped up, Moogie on my shoulder, and just pretend to read. Fairly convincingly. 16.
What was it?
16?
Yeah. So you...
It's
sit
almost
there and
like you're
watch.
reading.
It's almost like I'm reading. I get distracted a couple times and actually start reading. And I'm like, why did I pick this book up? It's too late now.
My carrots are untouched and cold.
That cake dough.
You think I cooked them? No, sir.
Nothing is cooked.
I was told to chop, and I chopped, and that is all I.
I chopped them, I put them on a plate, and you ate them.
You'd think by now they'd be room temperature.
Works on the sea, it'll work on the land.
They've warmed.
Weirdly cold.
Yeah, they're lukewarm now.
Yeah. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, Bryn?
I mean, Silas is like head down in the books. He probably barely notices you at this point.
I know.
That's fair.
I read and glance over at you occasionally. You know, I did actually have something, but now I'm just going to stealth over behind you and braid your hair.
Okay.
Love it. Perfect.
Love it.
Yes. I have to roll a check for that. 23.
I believe that's below his passive, yeah.
Yeah, it's well
What the hell
above
is his
it.
passive then?
My future passive now is different.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do I'll do up his hair, and I'm gonna tie it with I'm gonna keep his, and I'm gonna tie his hair back with mine, and then I'm going to well, you know, I do hate to be apart, but he is going to be lonely, and I'm gonna give Mookie a little kiss on the cheek, and I'm gonna set her gently on Silas's horns.
I mean, I'm deep in the books, but I would probably feel you tugging on my hair
That's
if I'm not.
entirely up to you. Well, I mean, I'm very sneaky.
Yeah, but you're tugging on my hair.
I've been told.
Bryn, I'm sorry, but
I
Bryn's
don't know.
breathing is very delicate.
No, totally fine. I imagine I got over there undetected. It is totally your option. I'm braiding your hair normally. I'm not invisible. I'm not immaterial. I'm just just being very quiet, so I don't disturb.
He would notice, look over and kind of like, good evening.
Good evening. Oh, you might like some company. So I brought Moogie back for you.
Thank you.
I know you can summon her back, but you know it's always very surprising. So.
Right. Right.
You know, if you don't mind, I'll carry on.
Certainly.
You did tell me if there was anything you could provide for me.
Right, yes, absolutely. Please.
All right, carry on. I won't interrupt you.
Right. And I will continue to work.
Fantastic.
So,
Doesn't take
left
very
to her
long.
own devices, Sailsaba. Sailsaba, she's actually going to try and find the greenhouse if she can.
Which is very easy to find because it's just
Cool.
I'm not audible, am I? It's very easy to find. It's just at the front of the monastery.
Is our lovely local druid there?
Yes.
In that case, Sailsaba will be looking through the glass, fogging up whatever's on there. And
Are you trying to be sneaky?
oh no, just very much claws on the glass, like.
Oh no.
But if he opens the door, she's just gonna sit next to it.
He rather
There we go.
he rather quickly sees you there and just kind of like blows a breath onto the glass and writes hi on it.
Begins to scrawl with claws. It's chicken scratch, but it's a lot. It's like, hello, dear druid. I am also a druid. My name is Sailsaba. I would love
How
to.
are you fitting this
About halfway through that, he just kind of opens the door and says, "You know,
Oh.
you can just talk to me if you wanted."
Oh,
Right.
I thought that was what you preferred. Thank you. Then-
God, the claws on the glass must have been an auditory nightmare.
He's heard
More the
worse.
scratching.
So, hi, welcome to my greenhouse.
It is lovely. You have many plants.
I do. Thank you.
You're a druid, yes?
I have a little bit of experience with plant magic, yes.
I am also trained by a druid.
I see. That would make sense.
I have a question.
Yes.
What do you know about the archdruid?
That is a very good question. Is there something in particular you were searching for?
If one was an archdruid, how would you be able to tell?
Well, usually, when you've got an archdruid, the magic changes slightly. Connection to nature is a little different. Aging usually stops. That's a blessing and a curse, I think, personally.
I see.
Yeah. Were you looking for an archdruid?
Maybe. I do not know. I do not know many things. That is why I'm here with you.
Well, that's how every living thing helps. The way the world moves, the way the plants shift, the way the animals live. They lead us to knowledge that we couldn't find on our own. The world speaks, and we, as those of the plants, learn to listen.
The world of the plants and the animals is sometimes a lot more simple than that of the city folk.
You're not wrong.
But in some ways, the city folk can be kinder. In some ways. They are very confusing a lot of the time.
I have found that nothing in nature is simple.
Oh.
Humanoid or otherwise.
Perhaps. It is everything affects everything else. Much like the group I am with. We all affect each other constantly. It is sometimes hard to figure out. But do not worry. I think the way that we all affect each other will protect your Irde.
Thank you for looking out for her.
Ah, yes. Also, I wanted to ask you, and she will say, how how is this? Can you have any advice on my technique? And will become a lizard.
He gently kind of like lifts you up and strokes your head very gently. He says, I think that was very impressive. Honestly, I have seen a lot of different ways that people turn into different things. Your form was phenomenal, although I think you need to practice a little bit more with the abruptness. Sometimes a gentle change can add a little bit more kindness to the method. I like your hat, though.
Oh, she's gonna end up as an Animorph cover.
She will cock head to the side and then will roll over in his hand and wild shape on all fours on the ground and look up and thank you for the instruction. And we'll maybe continue talking with him, maybe about the finer points of wild shaping, maybe asking for advice on how to possibly make her attacks, I don't know, count as magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. In the future, sometime in the future, we don't know when, just
when that'll happen, but
when
I
that
really
happens,
feel like
you're getting some...
We've all learned a lot during our time here. We're really kind of
getting the finer pointers.
Oh, I love that so
maybe
much.
she'll apply in a little while. Not even the next little while, but 2 little whiles after that. Anyways.
2 little whiles later.
It all comes down to cause and effect.
Oh.
Yes, it was so smooth.
Oh my god.
So
Everyone
take a point of inspiration.
Fair.
But yeah, no, those.
I hate it that you deserve that inspiration.
Wait, who got it?
You did.
You can have one and Sales will have one because both of those were amazing.
All right.
You know, giving out the inspo like a boss.
Oh goodness.
But yeah.
Actually, after dinner, I did want to go up to Fen. Fen.
So sorry about that.
Fen is in his room, in his guest room, and he's sitting over the desk with the paper birds in front of him, just staring at him.
I will knock.
Come in.
Fen?
Irde, yes. Sorry, I was...
I wanted to, show you something. Will you come with me?
Absolutely, alright.
Great. So Irde will just basically sort of just like very quickly like pacing away and will just kind of just like, okay, just assume you're gonna follow me. And we're gonna walk and I will lead you to the meditation grounds.
Alright.
And she will walk right up to a very large cherry blossom tree, or cherry tree. And this tree, it's very old, like soft pink blossoms, and you see about, like stretching up like 5-6 feet. The tree has like deep gouge marks in it. So, I was thinking about this morning, and so these marks here, these slash marks here.
Right.
These were well, they were a thing I did.
All right.
A fit of anger and frustration. I was not good at meditating. And I did this. I conjured these blades. I'm still not actually sure how it happens. I haven't had the reason to do it recently, so they just appeared, and I was because I was angry.
All right.
You keep saying you're just an asshole. And first of all, you're wrong, and I've explained all my reasons why. And then you'd said that's all you were before you met us.
Yeah.
Well, this tree is not my only victim before I met you. All of you. You said you've spoken to my master, and therefore you know I was not a patient person. I'm still not very patient. You keep saying I'm the kindest person you've ever met, and that's wrong because we've both met Aym'Bryn. What I'm saying is, before I met all of you, I was an asshole too. And meeting all of you, you now say I'm a kind person. And I just keep thinking maybe then I'm not an asshole, and maybe that means you're not either, or maybe we both are, and I'm not really sure. I think we both can work on not holding ourselves to different standards than everyone else. And I am a hypocrite, and I will absolutely fail on this. But,
I think it'll give us something to work on.
yes.
I'll tell you what. Whenever I'm getting down on myself, you just check me right back in line. When you get down on yourself, I'll just check you back in line.
And now, you need to get some sleep.
I was actually getting ready to. I was thinking about something. It's not terribly important at the moment, though.
Right. Irde will just, reach out and squeeze your hand and let go, and then immediately walk to the greenhouse.
Fen will kind of... and go back to his room as he was instructed.
And I don't know if I run into Sails or not, but Irde will spend at least a few hours just spend with Baron, tending to plants.
So I just had this vivid image of Glib coming back to the table, and it's just Alin, and just being like,
Did they do that thing again? Did they all just split off and talk to each other?
There was this waitress, and Alin was really hitting it off with her, and I just thought...
Yeah, I make the dinner and I lay it all out and then just take their plate and go, and it's just kind of...
I ate dinner,
I really wish we could eat together at least once.
You did!
Yeah,
Dinner is just chopped carrots together.
I did this after dinner, you jerk!
It just doesn't take that long to eat only chopped carrots, Alin.
Really? It's taken me a really long time, actually.
You guys got chopped
by the
carrots?
way, is looking judgmentally at the entire party that's just eating chopped carrots, because that's what Alin made. And she's like, really? This is... Irde, your friends are weird.
oh, no, Glib would have had whatever they were offering in the kitchen, too.
Of course!
Oh, there's loads and gaboons of stuff, so...
But
Yeah, this morning we had chicken, eggs, and vegetables and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty.
But the
Should
chopped
be.
carrots were my favorite part.
Thank you. I mean, in reality, right? Like, you could eat the rest of it. I was just trying to help out with the kitchen, but they just... You know what? Never mind. I don't want to talk about it.
We have the evening off because I'm not doing any research and we're not finding any information. What do you do for fun?
Sleep. We sleep. And then tomorrow we go to UST.
Please.
How old is Alin again? Because that is exactly how old. That's an answer that exactly how old Alin would answer
Well,
with.
Tim is 28 and says that shit already, so...
I say that all the time.
I've been saying that since I was 15, okay?
Right.
Okay then.
Just for the weekend.
Let's just do tomorrow then.
If you have ideas,
All right. Fine. Glib.
No, everybody's tired. We're all going to bed right now.
What
This
do
very
you want to
second.
do? What would you like to do with our evening, Glib?
I just want to know what you did for fun.
I actually don't know that I have ever had fun. Oh, I drink.
I
literally made up an entire game called Hoop.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Hey, you can't steal Silas's shit like this. How dare you?
Wait, Silas just drinks?
No.
Oh no, wait,
Silas is not having fun.
Is there a ship in this town?
Yeah, if we can find a ship, I can show you all kinds of fun things to do.
Wow.
Why do you think I've been so grumpy since you met me?
There are actually two really pretty, there's a nice waterfall in the upper corner, and in the lower corner there's some really pretty springs, crystalline
Okay.
springs.
Hear me out. I'm not there, but we have the supplies necessary to build an 8-person tent. Could you not make the important parts of a ship out of that?
I guess if you turned it
Could at least
upside
make like
down-
some sails, like some.
I mean, you could make sails.
Isn't that? I don't
you
really
could-
know a lot about boats. I mean, I've seen them.
Sails is pretty tall. I don't know if it's gonna be.
I mean, you could make something that resembles sails so that we could set up a
Yeah.
hoop on it.
I'm just.
Net.
Sales is sneezing at a lot of times during this conversation, wherever she is. No one's talking about it.
Baron has all
Wrong
of the good
context.
berries suddenly.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
just drowning in good berries. Like, my
So at the
favorite.
mention of I never have fun and sleep, Glib's just gonna be like, man, you guys need to unwind. Jeez.
You just noticed?
I am unwound, all right? It's fine. This is chill.
This is me.
Alan, I don't think so. This is unhealthy. You can't keep this up.
Alan's like
I've been doing
straightening
it
out a
for
slinky.
years.
Just grinding
mean
his
anything.
teeth together.
That's why
That's
Half-Orc
why my
lifespans are at
tusks are
60.
tidy, all right?
He's just still thinking about that.
Alan is never over a tiny test.
I mean, I always say it, though. I kind of feel bad. I don't let him forget.
I love it. I'm so here.
My favorite. Sorry.
Oh, anyway.
All right. Tomorrow we're gonna have to talk about games and stuff to let people unwind a bit. Cause gosh, this party's getting real sad.
No,
Thank you,
we're
God.
chill. I'm back.
The more you
We're
say it, the less I
good.
believe you.
I know, but it's all right. Because tomorrow we're gonna go to Aasimar. And we're gonna.
Just changed your timber,
Yep, I know.
and it's
This
back.
is how I maintain my chill, Glib.
All right. I think it's bedtime.
Irde will spend more time with Baron, and then we'll eventually go back to her room and attempt to crochet.
Fantastic. Roll me the requisite check for your crocheting, my dear.
8.
8. You're a little distracted today, and while
That's
you
fair.
can see some progress, it's not as much as you'd like.
Right, it's fine.
Failing forward. Hell yeah.
But you do get to spend some time with Varen, who is talking with Sails for a little while, and you're just like, oh.
No, I'm happy because I told Sails that she might enjoy my master, so exactly.
Oh, not in that way. But we have been making much progress.
I was gonna say 2 for 2 on sales.
I did not mean it in that way, but if that's
Night after night.
Sales will bequeath my title
How
onto
did
you.
you mean it, Irde? No, really. How did you mean it?
I meant. Oh, well, if you would like to engage sexually, I spotted a
it's-
corner of root. Oh,
That's all right. But thank you for the offer. You are very beautiful, and I appreciate it.
it is okay. I will find.
you
my
just
own.
see Irde there is a plant that Irde suddenly is very focused on.
The pot shatters just as she's holding it.
Little flecks of ice kind of stuck to her hair.
And the second ice starts to form, she just pulls her hands back and
You know, I'm starting to think that maybe I was the reason she wasn't so good at meditating.
You are very distracting.
Aw, thank you.
I love the fact that Sales is just down for it at any time.
Oh, I noticed you have a bar here.
Yeah. You can go behind that if you need some modesty.
yeah. If it bothers you. If it doesn't, there's plenty of floor space.
Right here.
Yeah, a corner right there.
Oh,
If you
soft
step
dirt.
back like 2 or 3 feet.
If you have a bar of expectations, I will respect it. I don't have much of a bar.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe don't lead with that.
or do. It's worked for her 100% of the time that we've seen it now. Well, 50% now.
Does Sails want to pursue Varen? Because Irde will fucking leave. And then leave the fucking.
She's just being polite.
I am offering.
If Varen 100% was really just trying to screw with Irde a little bit, because it's funny.
Sailsaba might have known a little bit.
Just like head nearly into dirt, just like face into plant, just like none of this is happening.
Just for Wikipedia reasons.
Yes.
If Sails knew, does that count against Sails or no for percentage success? Because this is something that we will keep track of.
I would say it would 100% count as Sails knowing that. Like,
Okay, so
Right,
she's still
so
1 for 1.
1 for
Stay
1.
at
100% success.
She has sunk all the shots she shot.
Yeah.
And with that, tomorrow.
Yes.
Now we go to
But yes.
Oh, what a
you
good
all
rest.
get new interactions. You settle down for a rest, with the exception of Silus, who eventually has a very worried dragonborn just kind of bid him good night.
It's
Turns
all
off
right
all
if
the
I stay
Library
here.
crimes.
Huh?
Is it all right if I stay here?
What if we just brought all our pillows and blankets into the library?
Yes.
And built a little fort
Library
so Silas wouldn't be
sleepover.
alone.
if you ask Irde for it, she will.
Yeah, it's just the Sails and Aym'Bryn just showing up at each person's door like with an armful of pillows and blankets. Like, we're sleeping in the library. Do you want to go?
4 in one place is 4 in another. Let's do it.
Absolutely right. All right,
We can test out the tent.
as Varen. Who's the dragonborn's name?
Zoran.
Zoran, sorry. As Zoran is Zoran Baron, sorry. As Zoran is leaving, we'll just like give him a little nod and walk inside.
Sails brings up a very good point. We should probably test out these tents and make sure that they work okay.
I will try to help. Let Silas do his
Don't
work.
you need to hammer them into the ground?
Yes.
You know what?
Yeah.
You're right. Actually, we should
Okay.
not do that. No, we are not hammering. No, but do not hammer nails into the floor of the library.
Where's my hammer gone?
Where's my hammer gone?
Anyway, though, only some people.
We are not hammering anything into the floor. But I will make a little blanket burrito for myself.
Speaking of library crime.
Y'all have a bad rack.
Dude comes back the next week. Why are there 8 holes in my floor?
I will say, Glib is sleeping on top of the stacks. Because how often do you get to do that?
Yes.
That's fair.
Do you make like take a hole the largest bedsheet you can and just string it like the biggest hammock between 2 of the bookshelves?
Oh, yeah.
I love that. That's the best.
Also hammering into the stack of books. Too.
No, don't hurt the books.
Okay.
please.
It's wood, so it's easier.
Wanted to hammer.
It's a hammock.
So you know.
Oh, you didn't get enough of that yesterday.
Silas.
I didn't.
About halfway through the night, as everyone is asleep, Silas will just kind of cast an eye over everybody and just really think about what the fuck he's getting into.
Yes. If at all possible, I am draped entirely over Sails and Irde.
I imagine that's.
It's just like a little
Just like
puddle.
It is very possible.
Horizontally.
Yeah. Like Irde's a burrito, which I'm kind of using as a pillow, and then I've got my legs over Sails' legs, and
Perfect.
So, Keeper,
Yes.
I am technically, I believe, if I can find it really quickly, where is it?
Are you too?
Sorry to make this night just continue on.
No, you're good.
we're having a
their
sleepover. It's
specialty.
fine.
We're having a sleepover now.
I am technically on the experimentation phase.
Fantastic.
And I have a
So
lot of
sales.
people who
No.
are...
No.
I have a lot of people who are, like... the targets of something that might pertain to this spell.
Yeah.
You are.
Would I get any kind of bonus from, maybe choosing one and trying something out?
I will allow, because you are A, in a library with lots of books about how magic works, and B, surrounded by people to practice on, I will allow an experimentation moment.
Does he have to roll stealth?
That will launch you forward.
At advantage because we're asleep.
That's true.
Okay, so, and I have disadvantage and everything, but,
Okay.
It gets to be 3 a.m. and Silas is just like, fuck it, why not?
That is exactly what you think at 3 o'clock in the morning.
They're right there. They're not
This
doing
is the
anything.
point where the this is the point where the cake kicks in.
They said they wanted to help me.
They said they're fine.
I will think about that, and I will start taking out the components and everything like that, and I'll set them on the table, and I'll stand up, and I'll turn around, and I'll see Aym'Bryn sleeping on top of Irde and
everyone's
Sailsaba.
favorite test subject. Yes.
And I will take a step forward, but then stop. And I'll shake my head and I'll
Pulls
sit
out a
back down.
knife.
I'll continue to work.
Doesn't count if it's not a knife.
Standing over me with
But I will give you an extra 3 hours worth of work.
Oh,
Having
I'll fucking take it. Hell yeah.
An experimentation with active
Halfway there.
people. So
With active participants.
But
Then he cuts
Once-
open a pillow.
once the sun rises, Moogie will peck at my hand to tell me, and I will stand up and go outside, and I will cast Levitate on myself, and I will float up 200 feet, and Moogie will be flying just circles around me, and I will just stay there for 10 minutes, just looking out at everything.
and it is a really beautiful town. You do get kind of hit with the full brunt of this very intentional mixing of nature and magic and technology together to create this mishmashed society that looks very peaceful as people start to wake up. There's lots of the intention of bringing about the most beautiful parts of nature and society and civilization mixing together in the best possible way.
I'll just take those 10 minutes to remember this sight, and then I'll sink back down after. I'll just let the spell fade, and I'll float back down.
A large bird picks you up.
That's fine.
Never heard from again.
Yeah,
And then everything is sidetracked because we have to save Silas from a giant eagle.
Surprise. Real quick, I'm real curious where Fen and Alin ended up. Fen, I imagine the library has a couple of stools.
If he went with you guys, he's probably crashed out on a stool.
Well,
In,
let's
like, a
resolve
corner.
this if.
Yeah, did he go with you?
Yeah.
I mean,
With them?
he went right back to the room right after his
you fall
conversation with
asleep?
Irde.
But they knocked on the door.
We
Did you go
extended
with
this
them or no?
invitation to everyone in the
Oh,
party.
then yeah, he probably is leaning
Just in the
against a
library.
corner. He's leaning against a corner, just.
At least
Can I
he
just? I'm gonna
knows
prop a
still.
book up in Fen's arms so he looks like he fell asleep doing something very intelligent.
Intellectual.
It's the same book from before. I didn't know where to put it. Now it's his problem.
Library crimes.
All right then.
Next day.
Alan,
All right.
you were
Next
saying.
day,
All
it's
right,
morning.
no,
Wait,
fine.
wait.
Breakfast.
Alan's being Aym'Bryn. Hold on, I'm stopping him.
Alan would have looked for some place to curl up against a wall, and then noticing that there, thinking about the fact that there were other people, would have looked at Fen, thought, "Oh, he's not gonna like that." Look at Silas and think, "No, he's focusing," and then probably the cuddle puddle and prop himself up against the wall right next to them, but just close enough that one shoulder is making contact. And then
Just
go to
the
sleep.
one.
Weird.
Guys, we were so close to a cuddle pile and I'm so excited.
It's so good.
All right, next day.
All right.
Next
so,
day, let's get out of here.
Next day
So,
happens.
uh,
You
Irde does want to say goodbye to Master Varen, but we don't need to play that. Just, it happened. Moving on.
Yes.
We didn't just
as everybody-
run. We probably just quickly
Yeah.
had breakfast
Yeah,
with them and said
goodbye.
goodbye.
Breakfast, we said goodbye, we
then we
went
In
on
a
our
couple of
way.
goodbyes, you get a collection of hard-boiled eggs to take with you on the road.
Fuck yeah.
While they're saying goodbyes, Glib goes refill the chocolate sack.
If you would like to give me, or if you would like to mark off the requisite gold, which I believe was.
I will also go with Glib, and I will purchase the most extra-looking pastry that I can, like something small and usually very temporal, like you have to eat it quickly, basically.
Yeah.
And then I will, as we are getting ready to go, I will take 10 minutes and just sit alone, and I will cast Mulgru's Stupendous Suspension on it, and I will suspend it, and put it in the bag of holding.
Are you picking that up for Pep and Barry?
That was my idea, yes, actually.
Don't you want to get them 2 things?
I mean, that's fair. Good. Do you have a suggestion? I'll get another one. I can do that.
I think there's 2 of them, so whatever you got,
Right,
just
but
get another
no,
one of those.
Yeah, sure. Yes, so I'll get another one and I'll do the same thing. So take another 10 minutes and cast that. How much would that be, you think?
Let's do 10 silver.
Okay, so 1 gold.
1 humble
yeah.
request.
No, they only accept payment in silver.
One
Sorry,
humble request,
my brain said
keeper.
5 silver each, but yeah.
Just something Silas said. When Glib gets his inevitable cult following, can their catchphrase be "Go with Glib"?
What did I say? What?
You said I go with Glib,
Oh.
and that's where my brain went.
It's only a matter of time.
And as the morning comes, I will say, oh, good, you all bought the tents. Do we want to, I'll open up the bag of holding.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Fairly heavy. So just shove everything into the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Sailsaba will roll one of the smaller tents up as thinly as she can, and she will try to javelin it into the bag of holding.
Fantastic.
It shatters upon the ground.
Well, now we're down
I'm
to
not going
10.
to destroy your bag of holding yet.
Okay,
Shall we then?
quickly remind me
Indeed.
how many tents we've got.
Four small
two-person
tents and 1 very large tent.
Very large tent.
Just for options.
Irde also picks a couple of cherry blossoms from the surrounding trees.
Aw.
Aw, yeah. And yeah, you guys get on your way to traveling. If you would like to roll me the requisite checks for the day.
Sails will take back her hat. Here.
Oh, yay! The hat.
Aw.
We're traveling.
Fen
Now
will
we're
assist
off
with
to
perception.
Y'all are on your own today. Silas is tapped.
But maybe they're on, right?
That's a dirty 20.
Nice.
You don't even need me.
For survival is 14.
14, got it. Alright.
And this is how we die.
Lovely.
Not that!
Well, we might just get lost, which is, a fate
Damn
worse
it,
than death
movie.
at this point.
Hey, whoa, you can blame Silas for a lot of things, but don't you dare
Don't blame
blame my
Moogie.
bird.
Moogie is perfect in every way.
No, that's
Mookie
true.
probably
It
too.
really is.
Yeah, throughout the day, you walk along the path. Everything seems to go fairly simply and smooth. For a second there, Sails thinks maybe she lost the plot, and then she definitely gets back to where it's supposed to be. You come across some brooks and things like that bubbling along your way, and it's generally just a very beautiful walk throughout this day. So everything goes fairly smoothly as you leave Lidl and meander on your way, heading as close to directly as you can to the Sidwin.
All right.
All right.
While we're all here,
Yes.
I talked with Alin yesterday. He doesn't have any coping mechanisms. I wanted to bring up what we're doing is very stressful, and we need to unwind. So what do people do for fun?
Alan and I go to the forge, and then we go to the bar and drink.
Yeah, and I cook, and it's a nice stress relief, Get to provide something for the group. Look, I got my chill back. We're back on the road. Like, it's cool, man. We're good.
Okay.
So travel.
Silas, fun thing.
Already has the book in his hand and is working on the spell.
You're just gesturing your book at me.
Right. I mean, this is more or less what I do.
The way that you said that makes it sound like maybe you might need a different hobby too.
I get enjoyment out of it. I get fulfillment out of it.
Yeah, but you ever just turn off a little bit and just relax and enjoy a thing?
No.
You do cast invisibility on Aym'Bryn sometimes.
Yes, that's
is
nothing
fun.
fun for me, maybe.
It's. I mean, I've done things like little things.
The other day, he was playing Fetch with Moogie.
Oh, well, that's cool. All right.
Yes.
All right, Silas, you're off the list.
Just make eye contact
with
make eye contact with Aym'Bryn and say,
I just think it's important that we have things that we do for fun.
Of course.
What did you do for fun when you were with your pack?
Well, there was a lot of drudge work, but afterwards we'd tell stories, and there were the knife pranks.
We can't do knife pranks. Anything but the knife pranks, okay?
Many different varieties of knife prank.
Like hiding a knife on somebody, be like, you have an extra knife now! That kind.
Yeah!
Oh, no! Okay, that's fair. We could do that.
And then the stabbings.
And then the stabbings.
There it is.
Glib, if you want to discuss having fun, I'm fine with that, but please do not stab people for fun. That would cause me a lot of stress that I think you're trying to alleviate.
So
Yeah, no, I don't think this is the group for it.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Sorry, continue with the hiding knife pranks. That's fine.
But what would you, Irde, have us do as an alternative to knife pranks?
Yeah, because honestly, that sounds pretty good.
I mean, hiding knife pranks are fine.
But what do you
do for fun?
Yeah, this...
I mean, I don't think it would be of all that much interest. I enjoyed being in a garden.
You think that would not be of interest to me?
Okay, sorry, for sales. But I didn't do anything all that interesting in a garden. I just enjoyed.
That's kind of the point.
Yes.
Having fun is not about being.
I enjoyed being there, and I enjoyed the flowers, and I enjoyed just spending time.
So how can we replicate that on the road so people can unwind?
I will bow to your ingenuity.
All right, mini garden.
Well,
We need to
be
plant
fair,
a garden in the bag.
No, we don't need to... No, Glib, no. Look,
I don't think...
Yeah,
I enjoy many things. I enjoy just being with people. It's fine.
I tell you what we can do. To take a page from Silas's book, and I'll reach in my bag and pull
don't
out...
literally do that. He hates it.
Oh yeah, no, I learned my lesson there. But I will reach in my bag and pull out the iron version of the seashell soap seashell that Sails carved, and I'll say, I mean, we can play catch while we walk if you want.
Okay.
I can't see anything going wrong with that.
Can I make some sort of check to think of how smart it is to throw a hunk of metal at each other?
Okay.
It's gonna be so great.
Underhanded. Specifically underhanded, all right? I mean, it's not like...
Glib's packed weapon becomes a net.
And all of a sudden it's lacrosse.
Yeah.
No one's ever gotten hurt playing lacrosse.
Certainly
Oh,
not.
it's not a net for catching it gently. It's a net for throwing it harder.
like the dog thing.
Oh no!
I imagined it was like a net for catching it gently, but now we can pull double duty.
Keeper, are there flowers around me?
Yeah, absolutely.
You go ahead and play catch. I will be right back. And Irde is going to go to a patch of flowers. And...
Well, I mean, we were planning on walking, but I mean, okay, I guess we can...
I thought this was when we were settling for the night.
Oh no,
this is while we're
Then never
walking.
mind.
Yeah, this is while we're
Ignore me.
walking.
Then ignore. I did not do this.
I mean, we can
can
No, we do not
Never
need to
mind,
stop.
no,
I
no, no,
misunderstood
let's
the
just go.
time.
Okay,
As
yeah,
we
speed
walk-
walk, if anything.
As we walk, Sailsaba will druid craft all of the flowers to grow tall enough to be around Irde, as they'll just like keep going up as she goes by, like, I don't know, fucking blue people avatar thing, but zoom, as she goes by. So
But
either
this-
in plucking in plucking
Oh no, that's
or
not-
whatever.
it's fine, but I appreciate
Sunlight
all
in
of
her
this.
hair as the flowers grow up to meet her.
It's so
How's
All right,
Ben
well,
feeling?
that was just my thing.
No,
I just want to make sure, because, it's a stressful job.
You're very right,
Indeed.
and I have not thought about having fun for a long time. Thank you for
It's
asking.
so sad
Well,
here.
I mean, what's the point of saving the world if you're not having a fun time?
That's
Mostly
a
because
very
you're
good
told
point.
to.
I mean,
God,
there are
that-
many reasons to save the world. That's one
Yeah,
thing,
No, we should have fun as we go. No, Glib, this was a good idea.
That is very true.
Absolutely.
I feel like Irde is just gonna keep watching Silus because I know he didn't.
Yeah.
Like how drowsy he gets over the course of the day.
He's doing
Sil-
that marathon runners thing where, like, he's asleep, but he's walking.
I would argue that Silus is actually pretty fine because he spent all night in the library, which he's very
fair.
used to pulling all-nighters. So
That's fair.
he's not
She's
doing
still gonna
horribly.
watch you.
He's tired, sure, but he's not like
That's fair.
Yeah.
No.
She
Although
will
he
still
doesn't
watch
have
you
any
and
mage
will
gold.
still
Second one,
sort of keep track of Aym'Bryn.
It didn't have any mage golds. That's very true, but
But yeah.
Sales, what do you do for fun?
Ah, yes. I can show you. She'll get down on all fours, and she'll just straight up just go and pounce on you. I won.
All right, you keep an eye out, though, when you least expect it. And then Glib pounces.
And
Sails and Glib just playing leapfrog in the forest.
they're just tumbling around.
Except after Sales does the leap, Glib has to, like, run a little bit to catch up.
Sales will, in very mother lion fashion or father lion fashion, allow Glib to take her down and just like very much, oh, the mighty beast is slain, but I will get you, and they go back and forth.
That's
Aym'Bryn,
adorable.
what's your do for fun? Aym'Bryn, what do you do for fun?
Oh, I don't know, all sorts of things. I do love talking to people, music, exploring.
Glib from the gun. We haven't had much music lately.
I was thinking about it, but then I was like, I was thinking of that time when Alin lit up his mace in the middle of the night, and I thought it's the wrong moment. I was rather proud of myself for having that thought before I pulled out my panpipes.
Yeah, I usually have that thought afterwards.
Right? It was like a second earlier than usual, and I thought,
That's-
good job, Brion, you've done
It's
it.
good work. I'm really quite impressed.
And Fen goes to the forge and drinks.
Well,
To be
used
fair,
to
usually
drink
I
for
do go with
fun.
him.
No, this is a curiosity.
I used to drink for fun. Yeah.
Many people do.
But,
Boy,
no,
that
it's-
used to is a little distressing.
Oh, I don't drink for fun anymore. I still forge for fun, though.
That's good. I'm very good at forging, so.
Keeper,
Yes.
would the mushrooms be something that I could identify? Because I would love to identify that lovely red one.
Yeah, I'll allow an identify on mushrooms.
Okay, what it do, please?
What
The
it
red
do?
run doesn't have a particular spell associated with it per se.
It is mood ring.
Kind of chaos fey magic, but yeah, it is essentially a color, like it causes you to change colors in the way that like prestidigitate might, only instead of just being your hair, it's everything.
Perfect. Okay.
And it adjusts to your mood, so it kind of.
So that makes sense. And I will say, Irde,
Yes.
I had a thought about your proclivity towards gardening. If we could somehow find out how to propagate these, and I will pull out the mushrooms. They have a plethora of effects that might be beneficial. If we could, try some things. If not, we could just eat them and use them for their intended purpose.
I'm not as good at experimenting as you are, but I'm open to try.
Mushrooms tend to grow in dark and wet places because we grew them in the mines. So we wouldn't necessarily need anything too big or wide open. Just maybe like a box
Or a bag.
or a bag.
They could hold them. Like a bag,
Bag of holding.
Like a bag for holding things.
Yeah.
I feel like mushrooms need at least some level of oxygen, though.
Yeah. They do. They expel a lot of gases and stuff.
I feel like putting them in a bag of holding might not entirely work. But
Fire in the mushroom pits was a no-no.
Fire in a lot of places.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
was that rule made because of you or because of someone else?
Oh, because of someone else. It's been passed
Okay.
down for generations. Ever since Golgo, the Fire Lord.
That's one out of the title.
Yeah.
You didn't say Ozai.
I don't want to ask, but I do want to ask. What happened to Golgo?
He Golgoed.
Oh, God.
Yep, alright. Yep, that makes sense.
Also, he
because-
wasn't really a Fire Lord. That's just what we call him to make fun of him. He just liked fire.
That's hilarious.
I feel like we need to workshop a more insulting name for him.
Well, it's ironic.
Yeah.
Go the skinless?
That's a little on the nose, wouldn't you say?
Well, that was only his name after.
Well, he didn't have a nose after that.
Maybe.
Oh, there wasn't much of him left.
Oh, goodness.
So on the
Eh?
nose would probably be more like Golgo the Ashen.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Ironically, the nose was the one thing that survived.
Oh
Something
my.
about things spontaneously combusting is starting to percolate in Irde's mind.
Well, we're all just thinking really hard about things that might soon become possible.
Certainly.
I know it's
okay. Well,
possible.
the other day I took a lot of branches to the face, and I was watching Alin do it. So today I'm just going to concentrate on evading them. Would you say?
Yeah.
Yes.
That one.
Yes. Well, thank you. I'm feeling very, very smart today. Cunning, even.
Get out.
While
So-
we were walking at some point. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, I didn't know if we were doing anything else. I was just saying, so are we bedding down for the night, or?
At some point, Irde will
yes,
just
let's
walk
do.
up to Silus and say, "Did you find something you were looking for last night?"
I scratched the surface, I think. I got some good information about the cults of recent, and I'd like to check into more of their activity at some point. But have you done much research into the Shadowfell?
Not as much, actually. I have tried to search more of the celestial planes. The Shadowfell seemed more to be my maybe it was not the smartest choice, but that was my parents.
Right.
And I sort of
I just
rejected that, I suppose.
I have a theory. If we might learn more about the Shadowfell and the creatures and deities therein, then we might be able to reverse engineer rather than reverse, if that makes sense. It's still far too early, and I don't quite have all my thoughts about me right now. But I'd like to look into it more. Yes.
You are sleeping tonight.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you found some things.
Me too. Yes.
And then yes, we can bed down. Sorry.
How hard are
Unless
these tents to
something
put
else
up?
happens.
Yeah. How do we figure out how to put up these tents?
Are you doing the smaller one or the larger one?
Ambitious is not a word people generally use to describe me.
So the smaller one?
It is up to you. I'll leave it to you all.
For your first time putting up the tents, I would say roll me survival checks.
Is there an instruction booklet?
There is an instruction booklet.
I will read the shit out of that and tell everyone how to fucking do this.
Yes. So then, yeah, you.
Yes, let's all
you
play
did
to
it
our strengths. Can
fairly
I sleight of hand if there's any knots to be tied? Sal's going to explain them to
So,
me.
Aym'Bryn sleight of hand, Silas Arcanas through the.
While Silas is reading the instruction book, Sailsaba starts on the big one without reading 1 inch of the instruction book and just kind of goes by. Yeah, she's just.
By feel.
This is what the city folk do.
Sails, can you grow plants to keep it up?
Yes.
Roll me a survival check. And since you're using magic, I'll say at advantage. Yay!
All right, darling.
Technically, Glib has some assistance in this as well, so yeah, advantage.
Yay, I helped.
Survival, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
23, mofo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like you guys are working together. You get up the 4 tents, and all of a sudden you look over, and Sails just has erected this dome tent in just perfect order, with trees grown perfectly in places that she needed it, and just like it looks flawless.
Oh, heck yes.
Where we camped, is there like a patch of flowers?
Roll me a survival check.
There is a druid. There can be.
There can be.
I can make whatever is already there bloom.
That
and
is
grow.
a 13 survival.
You see a couple of wildflowers. They're fairly small, but yeah.
But not a patch of flowers.
Not necessarily like a full patch, you see a couple of little clusters.
Keeper, I'm messaging you something on Discord very quickly.
Okie dokie.
Keep going though, please God.
Sailsaba, after done, will go over to Silas, look at the instruction manual, look at him, look at her big ass tent, and say,
Say.
Silas will just
you.
kind of like blink at you. Just, well done.
Thank you. Not everything you learn is always in a book.
Irde goes to the small cluster of flowers while you guys are doing this.
Right.
Is there a
But
way?
you do you.
Fenn's gonna walk up to Alin while you're doing that.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So
Sorry, I stepped on.
first?
Yeah, Irde
Oh
first.
no, you can do that. This is a thing
Go.
that's going to take me a minute.
Okay.
Talk
Do
to
your
Alan.
thing. Hey girl, do your thing.
Fen walks up to Alin holding one of the paper birds and tosses it to him. If we
Alright.
didn't find anything in Liasadwin, we're bringing that bastard to us.
Fen, it's not that I don't like this plan. Well, I don't like this plan. It's not that I don't think it'll work, because I do. I guess I don't really know how much heredity plays into demeanor, but if your father is anything like you and your desire to eliminate the family ties, I think he would come, at the urge to get rid of you. But I'm just not at I am steering away from these ruins because I'm afraid that I am going to leave you all alone. And I have to approach with the same amount of fear that we are going to lose you if we go with this plan. I don't think I like it in theory. I think it is
It needs
viable
workshopping.
plan. It does need workshopping. If we are going to use you as bait, we need to make sure that it's not actually you.
That's an interesting idea.
And I think we can pull that off with the help of our 2 other casters. 3 other casters, sorry.
Hey!
4.
Yeah, you
Technically,
can.
4 or 5 at this point. I mean,
There are a lot of
basically,
us.
Oh yeah, I guess I don't.
Yeah,
I
there
don't.
are.
No, that's
it bothers
that's
Ben to
my
be
fault.
put in that
That's
group.
Tim's fault. I don't count druids, and that's entirely on Tim. I'm sorry.
I don't
There's a
cast a lot of
us.
things,
Yeah.
to
We're
be
mostly
fair.
casters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
even
Yeah.
Aym'Bryn has some kind of
Druids,
magic.
to
Yeah,
me,
Brion,
druids
we
are
call
just
it
druids.
casting.
Okay, rogues are not casters. All right, fuck off.
But
all of you.
I can cast a spell,
Okay,
but
look,
I do not have any
we've
spell
got,
slots, so it depends.
I
you know.
also
I
cast
don't know any
things.
of that is. I just had a
Yeah,
moment.
we've
I
got
saw beyond the name.
people that can create illusions. And you wonder why I'm always stressed.
Alan, go
Trying-
on!
We're just trying to workshop your plan.
Yes, we never threw that.
We're just
Actually-
trying to help.
You're not even here.
I know. I'm in a flower patch.
Actually, the illusion idea is not bad. Because I really don't want to be standing out in an empty field while that.
I'm really glad that you have that desire. Honestly, what I was most worried about is that you actually did want to be out in that field.
Oh, hell no. I want him to attack the illusion, then I want to bash him in from
Great.
the side.
Okay, great. Then I am okay with this plan. If we don't, what I don't want is for us to be either chasing him or having fighting on his terms. So if we can bait him into something, or if we can get ahead of him, then I'm here for it. I like it.
That's the idea, yeah.
Why does this just say Thurvin, you're a butt?
Damn it, Glib!
It's true!
As Alin and Ben are probably finishing their conversation, Irde will walk up to Glib, place a flower crown on his head, and say,
Oh.
when I was young, this is what I did for fun.
Oh, this is very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. It suits you.
Oh. Shucks.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Very fair.
So, are you feeling better about things now that we visited, your place?
I am. Feeling much better, actually.
Good.
I'm glad you all got to see it, and I hope you all enjoyed yourself.
Oh, I did. I have a couple of things to work on now. I have a
You
kit
do?
that lets me make a robot dog that does a flip.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Yes. What was the name of
Bubble.
Clatterwell. You went,
What?
you saw Bobble at Clatterwell, yes?
Yeah, she was great.
Oh, yeah.
Fen was there too.
I liked... That shop was very interesting.
Oh
Again.
man, there's so much. I almost picked up a big wrench just to hit people with it, but I feel like that's not the best use for it. And I can just do
think
this.
Right, yes. I think you have many other things you can hit someone with.
The packed weapon has turned into a big wrench.
Which would register as a club.
I like it. No,
Does it make you ratchet or clank?
Yes.
Mmm.
Well, I've never been called Ratchet before, so I guess Clank.
Love this.
Nice.
Someday someone's gonna go feral over it, and it makes me happy.
Oh my god.
goodness me.
Well, that's a dark turn.
No,
Well,
but I'm
that's
glad
good.
That,
I could tell they really liked you there too.
he did. Not entirely sure why, but they did.
Well, they did. And they have their
love Glib.
reasons.
You are always much wiser than me, Glib, I feel.
Well, it just comes with going with the flow. You want some chocolate?
Yes. Absolutely.
Big bag of chocolate. Just
All
Irde
melted
will,
together
like,
after
just
the
sort
heat of the day.
Go through and find like a chocolate covered caramel or something and be like, no. Thank you.
you're welcome.
I know this is sucking and I'm not gonna be able to eat it. Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta use your tongue to really work it out.
I made mistakes here. I made a really bad choice. Hold on.
Wait, no, you gotta wash it down with another piece of chocolate. Why?
That's how that works.
That's a bad choice. I think that's
Are you
really-
guys speaking Goblin again?
No, that sounds like this.
Oh, sorry.
Nope. I just ate a caramel. That's all.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
everybody else, you want some chocolate?
What is a
Very good.
caramel?
It's like a
Oh, no.
It's very sticky.
it's like a chewy chocolate, but it doesn't taste like chocolate.
It doesn't have any chocolate in it.
It doesn't have a chocolate in it. All right, go
It's very
on.
good.
Butter and sugar.
It's quite butter and sugar cooked.
Yeah, Glib doesn't
It's
know
very
that.
good. It's just very sticky.
Her fangs
Delicious.
are sealed shut, and she spends like the next couple minutes.
Glib's like a parent with any video game console. We're like, oh, is that the new Nintendo?
That the new
It's
Mario?
all chocolate.
Chocolate all the way down.
Oh, goodness.
If we have already set up the rest of the tents, I actually saddle over to Alin. I feel like might have the most expertise. I was wondering, that thing you did with the mace the other day, how long does that persist?
I'm sorry. The thing I did with the what?
With your mace? Sorry to bring it up.
The
You
light?
lit it up, yes.
Yeah.
And Irde, I think, can do that too. She did it with the candles. It
Yeah.
it persists for...
Well, that's a good question. I
hour.
believe.
I think
1
it,
hour.
I think it's a
yeah, I
minute.
was going to say, I think it's
I was going to say, I
hours.
think it is 1 hour, yes.
I was just wondering, we
Yes,
set
it's
up...
an hour.
Okay. We set up all these tents, and I thought, as an added security measure, we could kind of make them decoys if we were all going to stay in the large one. But if people are going to be sleeping in some of them, it gets a little dicier.
That's
Shut up,
actually a
puppets.
really good idea. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's move one of them.
Okay.
And move one to kind of like 20 feet from the rest of them. And,
yeah, just give it the
and-
look of being a little bit more like a isolated somehow. And
Yeah,
Little-
and I'll climb into it and grab the pole across the top and cast light on it, so
Okay.
that there's a light inside of the tent farthest from the ring.
That's really nice.
Brent, that was really smart. It's a good
I
plan.
have my moments.
Many of them.
Let's just say it's worked before. So, anyway, shall we?
Yeah. Continue
down.
on.
Fen'rahl start his circuit.
Fantastic.
If I go for 2 hours before we bed down and then take first watch, can I get 4 hours of work done?
I'll allow that, yeah.
Okie
Fan, go long.
Oh lord.
Oh no. Hitting the head with a metal seashell. Terrible idea.
This
Or a
kills the
caramel?
boy.
Who knows?
Or caramel.
It's a caramel.
Just don't open your mouth if it's the metal seashell.
Mending doesn't work on teeth.
Oh no.
Oh, that's very.
Oh,
I
that's...
feel like that was a practical experiment that you tried at some point, and I'm very frightened of it.
Yes,
No.
what's that story? Can we unpack that, please?
Terrible plan. Terrible plan.
Would healing work?
I don't know if
I
healing
don't
can
know.
repair.
I don't know, Silas. What did it work? What
There
How'd
are
that go?
regrowth spells.
I mean, things have blown up on me a couple of times and I've fallen out a window or two, but,
What? What?
yes.
You fell out of a window or two?
You can't just give the synopsis of these stories, Silas.
That's true.
Especially not as we're all settling in for for the night.
Why were you climbing out of the window?
Or were you thrown out?
No, I climbed out.
Were you doing something naughty, Silas?
I will look at Mugi and I'd say,
Were you doing library crimes?
no, not library crimes, but I suppose I was doing something not exactly allowed at the time.
But that doesn't track.
I'm gonna make eye contact with
That's
Moogie
very
and raise my
not
eyebrow.
specific.
When I was 13, I was very being as closed off as I was. I wanted people to talk to, or someone to talk to, and so I snuck out of my dormitory and made my way across campus to the greenhouse and the incense kiln. and I stole some herbs and some incense and some charcoal, and I did something that I'd never done before, and I summoned Moogie.
When you fell out of the
and
window?
While I was getting out of my dormitory, I slipped and took a bit of a tumble.
Wow, I'm surprised you're still alive.
Yeah, it wasn't a very far fall, but enough to,
Bruise
make
the
me
ego.
Take the bruise the ego. Make me take the door from then on. But the reason that Moogie's eyes are green is because the incense wasn't quite dry enough.
That's
Irde
cool.
will put out her hand to try to coax Moogie over to her, if Moogie will go.
Pull it over.
I'm glad you got her. And I think she is quite lovely the way she is.
Indeed.
I tend to agree.
And then just, we'll pet her head, if she will allow it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Question
And then
for
we'll
the
send her back over
DM.
here.
How far are we from Laesidwin at this point? Just
A day.
bookkeeping?
Half a day.
Half a day.
day.
Half a day. Half a day. Sorry.
We'll get there in the light. We'll get there in the daytime.
So we'll get there tomorrow. Sailsaba was like, before we get to Laesidwin, I wanted to show you all something that I've been keeping from the cave. And he holds up the multicolored candles.
Yes. Yes.
I have these. I do not know why they needed multicolored candles. But, tall long-haired one.
Yes, I think that's me.
Yes, that's you. So,
Great.
when we go in there, we might want to ask if there are any magical properties or otherwise sinister purposes for multicolored candles in a cultic cave.
Wave my hand and I cast Detect Magic.
Yeah.
You look at the candles, and none of them appear to have any sort of magical effect, malicious or otherwise.
I have known of any rituals that would need multicolored candles.
Maybe these
Roll me an
cultists are just
Arcana check.
more fun. The recipe just called for candles, and they were like, "Well, why not?"
Likewise, can I make that?
Do
Roll me an Arcana check.
They
Can I
got
make that check as
religion?
well?
could I roll religion instead?
Yeah, because of the situation, I will allow religion.
Thank you.
they got
Can I
like
make
5
that-
different people to go get candles, and they all came back with different colors.
Yeah.
What was your question, Brian?
Can I make that Arcana check as well with disadvantage?
Yes, you can.
Well, fine.
Ooh.
That's a 9 religion, so I don't think I know.
Modified 20.
Perfect.
Wow.
Damn.
That's
11 on the die.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
6.
You're smart as fork. But yeah. So religious-wise, I mean, candles are a part of a lot of different religious
That's fair.
things, and you haven't heard any specifics about multicolored ones. You do know that while there's not necessarily a specific spell that there are some spells that require like a certain color of candle, but for the most part, like candles in general are useful in a lot of arcane rituals.
Do I think that it is something my parents might know about?
You get the feeling that just multicolored candles not gonna tell you a whole lot about any specific spells or arcane things that would be going on. There are just too many options.
My other connection in Laesidwin.
Yeah,
see.
it's mostly just there are too many options for just the statement of they had many colored candles.
Similar
Hey,
on the
Sails?
arcane front as well.
I have a theory. Can you hold the candles out a little bit further away from yourself? And then Glib will prestidigitate them on just to see if they also light up a different color.
Yeah, it does look like the wicks have some chemical elements on them that light them up different colors.
Huh. And then Glib will prestidigitate them off and then go.
Oh god.
Sorry, what did Silas know from his Arcana check?
There are a lot of different spells that could
Yeah.
feasibly have to do with
With
colored
candles,
candles, or I mean, candles in
from-
general are a fairly common arcane.
And from
thing.
what I can see, there's nothing, no magical properties about those candles. They're simply very nice ritual candles.
Well, that answers that. And she will.
They were trying to make a new lantern. And these candles give off a bunch of different colors of light. Do you think the light itself might have been important if it was tinged in specific ways for what they were trying to do?
Do I think that, Keeper?
With a 9 religion check,
Can I make another one now that Glib has said it?
I will
What about
allow
it?
that. Yes.
What about a modified 20 Arcana check,
Yeah.
though?
The modified 20 Arcana check.
And that's a 22 religion now.
And 22 religion. This is sort of uncharted territory as far as dealing with the light of lanterns. It's absolutely possible. I mean, every lantern that you know of has pure white light. There are lots of possible reasons for why each lantern you know of has pure white light. It's
Questione.
Yes.
What are the colors of these candles, specifically?
Green, purple, red, black, blue. And I think that's it. Yeah? I think that's it.
I fully.
And they were
almost
so
listed-
close to just playing Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, for real.
Maybe they were just playing Magic together.
I full on almost listed the highlighter colors and then was like, no. Susie just picked up pens. I know this.
Happen to have 5.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was like, I think I gave you 5.
Sales will say, it occurred to me that the lantern was of Lythun.
Yes.
And Lythun is known for beautiful rainbows. So this could have something to do with that. I think quite possibly there is probably an expert in Laesodwin that could probably point us in the right direction. But I'm glad we got to experiment them outside of the city.
Yeah.
I was worried about what might happen if we
would
lit them.
I know where the lantern is kept, correct?
In the Ace one, yes.
In Leas. I've never seen it. Might I?
Person. Yeah.
No, I've never seen it in person. I know that.
Yeah.
Might I be able to figure out a way that maybe we could talk to whoever keeps it?
For that, you would probably have to either call in favors or have your parents call in favors. It would be that would be something that like you'd have to get someone pretty high up to smile on you for that.
Yep,
If we could get the correspondence in quickly, somehow, through some kind of spell or anything like that, I could maybe contact my master. I've seen Zadie's lantern, and my master seems to have quite a bit of, or at least his name, seems to have quite a bit of pull, so it might be enough to get us in if we needed to.
Would it be helpful to see the lantern of the Acidwin?
I don't know, that's what, if you were considering something might
I
be
mean,
useful.
do we think that this is something that would be helpful for us?
I don't know why, other than just to check that it's still there. But
That's fine then.
but I
Do you think maybe they just stole these candles from Port Cove and all they had were fancy ones?
That's also possible, yes.
possibility.
It's very
I
true.
very much
They
thought
picked them
these
up
might
there.
explode if we lit them, so I'm very happy that they're just regular candles.
I do want to see the black candle flame.
Okay.
Yeah, like just Brian in real life wants to see the black candle flame and what the flame
Alright,
on that
focus,
black
focus.
candle looks
I was
like.
gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it the anti-light?
No, it still seems to should give off a certain kind of light, but it almost looks like it's kind of like a bluish black light.
Okay.
Fine.
Do white things next to it start to glow?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes, because
Are
I'm a
Glib's
nerd.
teeth just like really, really white?
Oh no!
Yes.
We
Alan.
discovered black light in this world.
Ugh.
Alan, when we were making the book cover for Silus, you needed wax. And Celestis's friend from the magic shop brought us a slew of different colored candles. Remember?
Yes, I do.
Candles are not an uncommon
Especially in magic and rituals.
thing in ritual practices.
Then maybe it just was that. Maybe you just can't buy normal candles in Port Cove. I wouldn't put it past Port Cove not to sell regular
right.
candles.
Very true, there.
I think this is an interesting line of thought, but I'm not sure that there's much more than what we found already.
I guess
I'm
the
just wondering
question
if they
is,
didn't steal the candles from him.
Good up.
Is the white
That
light
good.
of the lanterns a combination of every color or no color?
Well, scientifically, every color, I believe, right, Silas?
No, scientifically. Sorry, I'll drop the voice for this. Scientifically, no color. Why does no color black is all color?
Depends on if you're talking
Yeah.
about pigment,
Oh, because
spectrum, or the-
reflection versus absorption, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Just imagine
What
that
is
Silas said that.
science?
So maybe they're
Fuck
trying to
that
make
shit.
a
Right.
black lantern.
This true.
That would be
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. That's a. They're trying to put together all the colors of light from various magically scented candles. You could put together.
Are they
Are
also
these
scented?
candles scented? I need to know.
They're magically scented.
Okay,
All right,
they
you know
smell
what I
like
mean.
magic.
Are they scented? I smell.
I sent them immediately.
They
The
do
black one
not-
smells like black licorice.
Apparently they do now.
They're scented now. Okay, sorry, keep going,
you were
keep
making a
going.
point.
During this discussion,
an actual
Sailsaba will set up the candles in a little array and light them all with from the campfire. And then we'll just admire and we'll use control flame to just sort of like make designs with the light and kind of make a little dance show
Pretty.
because it is harmless now.
Can you put the flames together?
Are we in the tent?
No.
No, we are outside.
I know better than
We
that.
are not letting fire into the tent. Damn it.
I made it. I'm not going to burn it down. Purposely.
Plus, it's all by plants. Maybe it's quite damp.
I guess she will morph it together.
They
It's
all-
a little rainbow tornado.
That's cool.
I will pull. No, I will just go over to Irde while she's making Glib's flower crown. And I will say, Irde,
Yes.
I have something, and to your question the other day about what I've been working on, I have something that I would like to test. It is harmless. It should be. And it involves sleeping. So, would it be alright with you if I tested what I'm working on you while you're... This is so wrong to say, I'm sorry.
You believe that it is harmless.
All things point to it should be harmless.
I will trust your best efforts,
What a scientific
best
answer.
your best hypotheses, and
And the most that will happen is that you'll probably jolt awake, but that's about it.
I will allow you to test it as long as you explain to me whatever happened afterwards.
I shall, and hopefully it all works out the way it shall.
Great. Then yes.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Everyone's faces. Jesus Christ.
Superstar.
But I will take first watch.
I'm fine. I'm
Thank
fine.
you, Josh.
It's about time I made a musical reference.
Heck yes. But yeah, so you all eventually at some point start to bed down.
As everybody, is anybody taking first watch with me, or am I alone? You specifically can't do that.
I know. I'm like I would offer, but I'm like I'm not allowed to. So no.
You're not.
I
You're the test.
will. Oh no, please.
No, you go
No,
ahead.
no. By all means, I'm feeling awfully tired. I am going to trance, but I'm going to do it in the.
You weirdos.
Oh, well,
it's
all
not really
right.
intent.
Yeah, I'll hop in.
All right.
All right.
So
Who's
yeah.
taking second?
Fen'll take second.
Then I'll take second.
I'll take second too.
Aw, the boys are back.
The boys are back in town.
The boys are back.
I'm fighting my
Every
every
time.
instinct to not just stay up and eavesdrop on Alan Silas. No, I'm going to say.
Trancing.
I'm trancing.
I will take third watch if someone wants to take it with me. Or not. I'll
take it
I
with you.
will-
Irde. I'll be up by then. Oh
Okay,
no, please go
Amen.
ahead.
Great.
I'll be up by then, but I'll probably just
I feel
be.
like Sales may want
being
her own
responsible.
watch. I don't know why.
I will take
Aym'Bryn,
one
would
with
you like to
Irde.
take watch with me? Who's
I will
taking
be
watch
fine.
with me? I don't fucking care.
Sailsaba said she was.
Perfect, thank you. I'm sorry. I feel like I...
And
Great, Sales,
and I'll take the
wonderful.
last one with Moogie.
Love it.
Très belle. Oh, so
What
good.
could go wrong there?
What could go wrong?
Love.
Absolutely nothing.
Well, she's a bird, so
Very much. All right.
nothing.
She's not a bird.
I want to change my answer to yes. I am going to stay up and eavesdrop on Alan Silas.
That's fine. Never said you couldn't.
So yeah, you guys settle in for your watch.
Okay. So I'll just be writing for a while until I think that Irde has fallen asleep, and I will say, Alin, could you come with me just a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Right. And I will go into Irde's tent. Are we all in the same tent?
I think we're all in the same.
Yeah, you're
time.
We're all in the- we're all in the tent.
there
So-
are other tents if you, Glib, would like your own space.
All right.
But
Glib's in
Everyone
the-
else other than
personally.
Glib is in their own.
Glib didn't get the memo about the auxiliary tent being further away, so that's what he's in. Oh wow, they left a light on for me.
God.
Oh, do you want me to turn that off for you? I mean, if you're sleeping in there,
Nah, that's okay. I'm pretty good at sleeping with lights on.
I mean,
Oh,
all
this is
right,
terrible.
cool.
This is such a bad choice. Oh no.
but
we
I
made a
will-
mistake.
I will take the goose down and the scrap of cloth and the sheep, and I will have them. They will float out of my hands and form a triangle, and just kind of light up with circles. And you see runic patterns start to emerge around them. And then in the center there is a larger rune, and I will push my hand through that, and I will it will like stick to my arm, and I will touch Irde's bedroll. And keep her. It probably doesn't work out the way I want it to, but is there anything I should roll? Because this isn't complete technically.
I will give you the Arcana check at disadvantage to see how this goes.
Okie dokie. That's a 3 and a 4, so that's still a 12.
I love that +9, man.
Yeah, man.
It starts to work, and you can tell that you're on a really good path.
Okay.
It doesn't quite solidify, but for a second there, it does look like things get a little bit more comfortable and start to kind of like give this relaxing vibe, and then it just kind of like fizzles.
You would see the ground around Irde's bedroll and her bedroll itself start to like fluff up and like become more like conformed to her body, and then all of a sudden just go thump, and like jolt around and like go back to what it was. Shit. All right. Good. And I just look Irde over, make sure that she didn't get like hurt or anything like that, and like, okay. Perfect. I thought.
Hey, buddy, you know, I hate that I set a precedent with that whole stabbing thing, but
No. I asked her first.
okay. All right. That's yeah. What are you trying to do here?
The beginning of memory foam.
So, I know that some of our number, they like to sleep quite a bit. And I thought, if I could figure out a way to make sleep a bit more restful, and a bit more comfortable, then it might be easier on the road for some people. And perhaps block out the worst part of dreams.
Bold of you to assume that there's a good part. You ain't seen enough of the world yet, buddy.
And I will look Alin in the eye and say, Alin, you know what I've seen.
I know.
But yes, so that is.
I actually do. You know what? Let's step back outside real quick.
Certainly.
Step outside the tent and roll my perception real quick, just to be careful.
Yes,
Right.
doing that. You
Which
can
is
go
a-
with advantage because Moogie is not helping me any at this point.
Glib's tent is gone.
In that like 5 minutes, it was just
Yeah,
eaten
yeah,
by
yeah.
the forest.
That's a 4 for me.
21 for me.
41?
Wait, no.
I heard
say that
41.
21. I
Okay.
heard 41.
I said 20.
again. I don't think that's possible.
No. 21.
Sir.
Okay, that makes
Okay.
much more sense.
Yeah, the night is quiet and calm. Silas, you're a little distracted by just like everything, and you're honestly a little tired.
Yes.
You're kind of hitting that wall that exists at the end of the 24-hour period plus some. 48-hour period, my bad.
That one.
But yeah, Alin, you keep an eye out, and everything seems pretty quiet.
Okay, Glib's tent still there?
Yeah, Glib's tent is still there.
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
Is Glib still in it?
Yeah,
Are there any extra frogs in it?
Asking the important questions.
Yeah. Silas, walk over here with me, and we're gonna walk up to Glib's tent and turn the light off. And I was gonna use that as an alarm, but Bryn's idea. But yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Glib needs to sleep.
I can always put an alarm around us if we need it.
I know you slept for a long time and your dreams weren't stellar. But much like yours, I think a lot of us have nightmares for a reason. I don't hate the idea of you making it easier for people to go day to day, but do be careful. We could, how do I put this? The magic inherently, and I think this is why Fen hates it so much, steps outside the natural order. And it's there for a reason. So we need to be really careful how much we upset that.
Right. I will say, as someone who has studied magic as long as I have, magic is exactly natural. As much as it seems as it isn't to you, to me it makes sense.
Well, I don't think that's in conflict. I mean, mine makes sense, but I'm just giving it to I'm given it by a god.
Right,
Literally a omnipotent being hands me something and says that I can do it, and you do yours through algorithms from what I've seen.
Yes.
Neither of those is natural, Silas.
I disagree. I think that they are both natural in their own right. I think that nature and the opposite of that is two Venn diagrams that are a single circle. They are interchangeable in ways. And certainly you can do what people would say is unnatural with magic. But this energy exists everywhere, all around us. What is more natural than what the world itself provides? But to your point, I know that's not the point that you made. If you would like to have your dreams the way that they are intended to be, then I shan't do anything to stop that.
No, I'm not worried about mine, Silas. Hell, I'm not. I might be a little worried about Irde's. I think Irde needs hers. But I'm more worried about where this goes. I mean, you haven't stopped. You don't sleep. I thought it was, I thought it was great what you did with that first spell you made, and I think it's great what you're trying to do with this one, but where do you stop? And as you get more powerful, you're only going to interfere more and more. You can say that it's natural, but it's not. You're taking what it was given and making something new, and I don't... I think it's dangerous.
Of course it is.
And I'm not saying it's dangerous if it doesn't work. I'm saying it's dangerous because it does.
I know, Alin. That's why I'm doing it. Because if I don't, someone else might take it further.
I trust you. I trust you. I don't know that I trust your curiosity. I need assurance that you're going to be able to keep it in check.
I can tell you anything you want, but...
No, I don't want you to tell me anything. I want you to show me. Sure, fix the nightmares. Just be careful what you do next. People change as they get more power. I've seen it. And hell, you have a lot more power than the last one I saw. And you're only gonna get stronger. And damn it, I trust you, but that scares me, man. Because I trusted the last guy too. So, I'm going to continue to trust you. I'm just asking you. Think more about what you see around you instead of what you could make.
That's all I do, Alin.
Okay. Yeah. If that's true, then it'll be okay. Sorry. It just... Things start to feel familiar.
You don't have to worry about that. Not with me.
Okay. Thank you.
And the rest of your watch goes by.
I will wake up, Ben and Glib.
Yeah. Oop. Huh. Oh. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Everything was being a little weird for a second there. Yeah. So you wake up Fen and Glib.
Everything all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
I'll turn on Glib's light before he gets up. When we go to wake him up, I'll turn it back on.
All right. Y'all have fun?
Yeah.
Easy night.
Okay.
Quiet.
Oh, well. Hey, we'll take it from here.
You two get some sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'll go in one of the other tents.
I'll curl up against a tree.
Okay. Yeah, and the two of you wake up and start your watch if you'd like to roll me your checks.
Glib, you want to take the... I was going to ask you if you wanted it. You go ahead and take it.
All right, if you insist. Moogie, what do your raven eyes see?
Natural 20.
Oh shit.
What the monkey monks?
Well, that's
Taking a picture, I promise.
No, that's fine. You're good. I actually rolled a natural 20 earlier.
mine was a 6.
6.
Apparently, Moogie's eyes see jack shit tonight.
Well, there's a lot to see. I mean, there's tents. Tents are new. This is weird.
Yeah, she's
fair.
poking around on them.
To
One
be
of
fair,
them had
Moogie
a
did
light.
save my butt, so.
That's true, she did.
With the natural 20, though, yeah, the night is cool and calm. You see really nothing out of the ordinary. Everything is very relaxed.
We could, like, ostensibly already be in the lantern light at this point, right?
Almost,
like, I mean, we're
right? It'll be
like
close.
half the day out.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, you're not necessarily inside of it, but you're certainly close to it.
We're getting close,
Like,
okay.
yeah, you've kind
I
of.
imagine there's like little satellite towns around Liasadun or something like that that'd be like on the cusp of it.
Yeah, and because of the direction that you'd have to take to get to the land bridge, like, you're not too overly far from Sagadel, even though you're not actually in Sagadel. So
Right.
you're actually pretty close to several lanterns that are kind of within.
Yeah, so it's probably mostly.
Gotcha.
So there's a couple directions where it's just quiet, and then there's another direction where we can
Hear the
hear
abyssal
distant
clucking.
stuff.
But it seems to be at a distance, kind of away from you.
Okay.
Hey, man,
Right.
you doing all right?
I'm doing better now that I've slept.
Oh, yeah, that helps.
Just a lot on my mind, like we were talking about the other day.
Yeah,
How you holding up?
good. You want some chocolate?
I would actually love some chocolate, my friend.
Well, dig you one of them paws into this bag.
We're gonna have this bag of chocolate until we hit level 20.
The
mean-
chocolate bag of holding.
If Glib stays out.
I don't know, Keeper, are there chocolate shops in every single city that
Right.
we will go to?
They're not as good though.
It's not
There are certainly chocolate shops
Hey.
in Asadwin. There'd have to be, but
And once Glib finishes the final piece, he'll ascend to his ultimate form.
Yeah. The
This
chocolate
is our
god.
tray, Glib.
Oh,
The chocolate archfey.
actually,
chocolate
just out of
goblin.
curiosity,
Godblin.
I think it would be.
Oh God.
A Chacoblin,
Chacoblin.
to use the Final Fantasy nomenclature.
Oh my god.
All right, well, as long as you're doing all right.
Yeah, I'm alright. Had my talk with Irde that morning. And she spoke with me later that day, but, feeling a little better.
Good.
Oh.
Good.
Not terribly excited at the prospect of, facing down Thurvan, but, needs to be done.
Yeah, I'd assume that wouldn't be high on your list of cool things to do.
No, I can still taste the leather of his boot.
Well, tell you what, another piece of chocolate might help that.
It's a fair point.
what are these dementors?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. And luckily for us, you're not your old man. And I think with just all of us, we could probably handle him.
there's definitely significantly more of us than there was when I faced him last time, so...
He doesn't get big and do stuff like that, right?
Not when he kicked the shit out of me. That doesn't mean he can't. And just to prove a point, Fen just goes, normal size, and then he snaps his fingers and he grows, and then he releases it. And you're like,
You do
I
know
don't
that's
have to.
magic, right?
yes, yes,
You do get that.
yes, but I can deny.
You just admitted.
And then Glib takes out the tape recorder.
Oh God, damn it!
Best use of the tape recorder ever.
I gotta give this back to Bryn.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Fen just shakes his head at Glib. Yes, I know it's magic. Doesn't make me like it much more, but it helps us.
Magic is magic, and I think it's neat.
It does some very neat things. And it's not all bad.
Types of people.
But,
Yeah.
it can be, like you said, with the fire shackles. What if my old man can do that?
Oh, well, then let's not get hurt by it,
Not,
I guess.
Well, my point is that not everyone is as philanthropic as we are. Some people are just shit. And they do bad things because they can get away with it. And they use their power for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I don't like magic.
It's just a tool. They'd figure out how to do bad stuff regardless.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
And with that, your
But-
watch starts to draw to a close.
Hey, we'll get him.
And we go and wake up Irde and Aym'Bryn.
Okay, but no, Irde and Sails.
In Sails.
Oh,
I
yeah,
will
Sails.
be-
I'm
I do
sorry.
have a question.
I got confused too.
Who is Aym'Bryn curled around?
Oh, Sailsaba, obviously. I mean, if I have my druthers because we're all sleeping in the same tent, and I feel much safer in the tent than when we're just all laid out on the floor. Precedent has been set, and I will be sleeping on as many people as will let me.
Perfect.
I was actually going to say, and if I can retcon this a little bit, Sails would have used one of her wild shapes to become a dire wolf, but a dire wolf that is curled up in a circle, like a semicircle. So it's if anyone did desire to lay on a body of fluff, you may do so.
If Aym'Bryn wanted to cuddle up to Irde, she would have been happy.
Oh,
to do
absolutely.
so.
Well, the three of us. I am transing, but I'll sit.
Yes,
and you
I
can,
will-
You know.
I will carefully disentangle myself from Aym'Bryn so as not to disturb their rest.
Oh, I'll be coming to consciousness when you are getting up for your watch, but I am going to stay
Perfect.
in here.
All right,
I've got some
then.
things to do.
Yes.
But also, so could we play one of the tape players into the other tape player so we can just remix Ben admitting he's doing magic? I'll play the panpipe server, Glib on percussion.
Yes, it's magic.
With Moogie's dubstep.
yes.
I mean, anything is possible.
magic.
Yeah, can we like shake it a little bit because it is mechanical, right? Can we kind of alter the? Anyway, you're taking watch. You're taking watch.
All right, Sailsaba, why don't you take the advantage because I feel like it will help you much more.
It will.
Yeah, so much more.
23.
A whole 20 less than that.
Wow.
Hey.
I rolled
Squishy's-
a 2 on die. I rolled so
Squishy's rolling low tonight.
Yep.
Let's
She
go.
rolled real low tonight, guys. I rolled
Irde,
120 and then nothing else good.
You see nada.
I see
It's
a Sails.
You are very distracted by all kinds of things. It's been a real long everything for you, and you just there's so much. You see Sails, and that's it. Sails, you keep an eye out, and everything seems to be pretty darn quiet. As
I am
you
the
go through
view.
rest.
You are
the
the
view.
You are stunning. Yes, go ahead.
The one thing that Sails will do with that stellar perception, she'll probably notice that Alin is sleeping on a tree, right?
Mhm.
Looks at Alin. Looks at the tents. Looks back at Alin.
Do we notice that we would have noticed Silus wasn't in the main tent, right?
Oh yes.
So Irde probably will look for Silus, like not to wake him up, just be like, "Did we lose the wizard?
Find me one of the
Already?
tents.
How did we do this?"
Am I just alone in here with Ben now?
Alan's there. Alan and Glib.
No, Alan's a
Glib's
good
in his
tree.
own
Oh,
tent.
sorry.
Glib
Alan's
is in his
living
own
on a
tent.
tree.
Glib.
Silas is somewhere
Glib.
else.
No, Glib's
Both of
in
my
his own
sleeping
tent.
partners are...
So yeah, it's just you and Fen. Have fun.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Is he sleeping sitting up on a stool?
No.
Good.
We don't have a
Okay.
travel stool. What do you think we are? Made of money?
No, he's
I
laid out
was
on a
going to
boardwalk.
ask because we put
Can
all of these...
make money.
Anyway, it's fine.
Uh,
Fine.
Irde
I
might
mean, we
just
can make a
check it.
stool out of money if we want to, but
We really literally could, but anyway.
Irde will just like look in on Silas's tent and just be like, "All right, well, he's okay. Cool."
Sailsaba will go back into her pack and dig around and bring something out, and then go over to Alin, and she will take out the towel that she took from the assistant townmaster's house, and she will place it around him and tuck him
I actually
in.
have a spare blanket if you would like me to grab that for you.
Oh, that would be better. This probably smells funny.
I will grab the spare blanket and hand it to Sails.
Double. Put it on.
Alan's fucking cozy, guys.
Blanket around, towel is like around his neck and like head to keep the damp away. Just arranged, so just kitty biscuits all around. Yes.
Aw.
Done. All right. Good.
Problem solved.
I love it.
Check.
Yeah.
Sailsaba,
Yes.
is there anything I can help you with?
Oh. Oh, yes. If you want to. I would like to try something.
Okay.
Sailsaba will take the piece of paper from her pack that the cultist wrote "chosen" on. She is going to attempt to draw the pendant from memory as much as she can. It's a test for her. She's going to see if she can recreate it as much as possible from memory.
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check. Yeah.
Can I give her advantage by trying to?
Well, that's the thing. She doesn't want help.
Okay,
she doesn't
never
want
mind
help.
Then ignore me.
Um,
Irde like starts to talk, and you're just like, sorry.
It's okay. Pat you on head. That's a 2.
Yeah. You start to think about it, and for some reason it just doesn't quite... It didn't stick in your head as well as you would have liked, at least for now. For some reason, every time you try to think about what the shape was and how it looked like, your brain just kind of sidetracks to the big, scary thing, and then back to another thing, and then all of a sudden you're drawing spaghetti, and it just doesn't quite work the way you wanted it to.
Sailsaba will hold up the piece of paper. Does this look like what you remember?
I'm not sure what it's supposed to remind me of. I'm sorry.
I am getting worse then.
What?
Remembering. Mm.
Oh, you're getting very good at some things.
I suppose. Maybe my mind will be gone, but I will still have the muscle memory to do what is necessary.
Do you need help remembering?
Huh?
Do you need help remembering?
All the time.
All right.
Fate touched mind. That's what they told me. I'm not sure they really understand what Fae is, but that was their word for it.
You are touched by Fae. I am touched by shadows.
We are all touched. I suppose, in some ways.
Except for Silas.
Silas, who just works.
Completely untouched.
That one is
Freshly
pristine.
driven stone.
Indeed.
Didn't go there.
The
didn't
air.
Go there. All right. Anything I can help you with, I'd like you to tell me.
Well, that is the thing about help. People don't often know that they need it.
That's true.
Sometimes the best way to help somebody, I don't know. In my experience, people don't tend to ask.
Well,
They're-
then, instead of what would help you, what would make you happy or comfortable?
Oh. Well. I would like everyone to be happy. But that is also not very possible all the time.
Or we can't make it so anyway.
No, that is up to the people most of the time.
It's very true. But what makes you happy?
I don't remember. So far, it's you guys.
If something ever jogs your memory, please tell me.
I do remember one thing, but you might not like it.
I don't mind it. I just sometimes don't need to be in the room when you're pursuing it.
Oh, that is fair. That is the one thing that I do remember. This is not true for everybody, but it helps me think clearer. Things become a lot more simple.
Do you have a type?
A type? Oh. I have heard that before.
That you particularly like?
Ma? Well, since I have been in the cities, I have noticed a preference because those in the cities tend to decide that those bits down there decide what they dress as. It's weird, but
That is true. I agree with that.
we don't do that back home, but it's fine. I have noticed, though, that I do have a slight preference. Back home, it didn't matter. I just went around. Or everyone went around me. Back home, they said that was the only thing I was good for. So. But I liked it. Like I said, it helped clear my brain. Because it makes things very much more simple. Oh, your question, yes. Around these parts, I do see that I do kind of sometimes have a preference. I mean, I can do the deed with anybody. That's not a problem.
Okay.
I do think those with the long dresses are quite beautiful.
Alright.
You don't have that back home, but yes.
Well, it's good to know.
Yeah.
And with that, I think your watch starts to come to a close, and
How much did Aym'Bryn overhear? Also, Sails, why did you not ask that question back to Irde?
All in due time.
She could have.
she's laying groundwork. It's the
Groundwork.
Also, the keeper interrupted me.
I did. I'm very sorry, but we are. Yep. But yes. Go ahead and roll me.
Nudge Aym'Bryn from their trance.
Oh, I've been awake. I'll just
Okay.
really, really quickly.
Yeah, perception check.
Oh,
for just having overheard it.
If no. I'm occupied. Sails was being Aym'Bryn, so I was being Sails.
That's fair.
I thought that they'll have their, I'm going, and I'll try to be just brief. I'm just going to, I'll sit close to Fen. He and I we haven't quite had that conversation yet, so I won't interact with him over much, but I'll sit over by where he is, because he's the last one in the tent, and I would like close to someone. And I'm just going to, I'm not going to play them, but I'm just going to go through some songs that I remember, kind of meditatively. I'm just trying to be a little more present, so I'm just going to spend some time on that. I'm going to kind of cast my thoughts back and see if I remember anything useful, but I doubt that I do. So mostly just kind of just trying to recenter. And then when my lovely sometimes bedmates come back into the tent, I will head out to take my watch.
And sorry, did you tell me what you rolled for?
41.
41.
I thought that was for the watch.
Oh, no, it's only quite impossible. That's a percentile roll.
Those are Sailsaba numbers.
Yeah, and there's not a ton of necessarily information.
Yeah.
Your trance, but
Totally
generally, yeah. So go ahead and make me your
Sure.
perception check.
Sure.
With advantage of Moogie.
Yes. I am.
Unless you had. Did you?
Thank you, Moogie. I am going to sit. I'm going to sit next to Alin since he's outside. Since I have to be out here, I'm gonna sit shoulder to shoulder with him as if he is taking watch with me, and I'm gonna do like I'm working background, and I'm going to mime a conversation with him and Moogie, but I don't want to wake him. And anyway, that's a 15 perception.
You nerd.
Yeah.
They still send me calls. I miss doing
it. You keep a very good eye out. you definitely keep a very good eye out while you're miming this wonderful conversation.
It's easier when you're
and you're having a grand. Yeah.
Yes, and Moogie and I might
You don't
continue our
see
conversation from earlier, but we don't have to go through it if you don't.
Are you shifting around, or is it just like a general like?
I mean, probably a
mouth
little bit.
motions?
I'm just we're shoulder to shoulder, and I'm just kind of I'll listen to you intently for a bit, and then I'll respond. So I'm probably moving a little bit. I'm trying my best not to disturb you.
All right. Okay.
I don't like taking watch by myself, but I'll do it.
Jostle and like drape the blanket, like move the blanket and drape it.
Oh yes,
over,
exactly that. And this is why.
Curl back up.
Yes, I rolled a 15 and a natural 1, so I'm not paying any attention, but Moogie is, and she'll keep an eye on it. But I'm going to snuggle over here with Alin and pretend I'm paying attention. But yeah. I will chat to Moogie a bit quietly.
Make it to. Fantastic.
We had been in the middle of something, and then everyone in the party came up to our rooftop, but it's totally fine. You weren't interrupting or anything?
The middle of their courting ritual.
Well,
no one is courting my bird.
Well,
that's
obviously I keep being interrupted.
Good.
But you have a wonderful conversation with Moogie. Everything kind of your long rest comes to a close as you all start to wake up. And that will be where we finish our game for the evening. Thank everyone for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Next week, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
And that brings us to the end of our show, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate it. If you have time, don't forget to hit that little follow button down below. We also have our Heroes Hall Discord, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, everything like that. If you haven't seen any episodes before, welcome. We do have our YouTube for you to catch up on. And we hope to see you next week. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good time.